Hey, how is everybody? So my name is Diamond Stylz. I go live every Friday at 7, and we usually talk about, whatever's going on in the world. Today we're going to talk about love and some of the pitfalls around the love and relationships for trans people. So I hope y'all ready for this conversation. Hey, Miss Poke. Hey, K. L. How are y'all? I had a wonderful day today. I went out to eat at this restaurant here in Houston called Lucille's, and it was really, really good. I loved it. Fine, honey, getting these Georgia coins. Work. I thought you was in Arkansas. How you get in Georgia? When you moved to Georgia? Did you move? And Kay, what is the update on your house? I know you had moved into your house, and haven't you been in there like a year now? How is it being a homeowner now? I don't. I thought you were telling me that you were moving. I didn't think you were telling me that you had moved. How is Georgia? How are you liking it? Mm, 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 mm. Hey, Brandon. Damn, your memory is amazing. Yes, it's been 1 year, and I love it. I get nervous because I'm responsible for everything, but I love my freedom. Yeah, yeah. When you're a homeowner, you're responsible for everything. That is true, honey. A pipe bust, everything. But that's why you make sure you put a little bit of something on the side just in case, um, and get insurance, any kind of insurance, housing insurance that you got. Can get that. But the security will come with a home. Yeah, it's some responsibility, but it's some security. Like me, bitch, I'm in an apartment, so honey, if some coins don't come through, and I got 30 days to get the fuck up out. You got like 2 years before they can put you out. You got about 2 years to figure something out. Usually, before they put you in the fork, it's about a year and a half, year and a half to 2 years before the sheriffs come knocking. So you got some time to figure it out. And the banks want you to stay in there. Unlike like apartment people, child, you ain't got to rent, honey, gone, get up out of here. Home insurance rates here in Florida make me not even want to think about buying a house down here. Hey, Juju. Mhm. It takes some getting used to. I love it. Everyone embracing me and trying to get in the panties. I don't know. And don't know too. Work. It's very Georgia. Georgia's full of the trade, what they usually and shit. But it's not like there's a location where the trade is and shit. I love the episode this week. Fuck with white trans Republicans. Yeah, they were being weird. Somebody at one of my regular subscribers had sent me a message talking about Blair and agreeing with her, and I was like, "Oh, I don't agree with her, honey. You can, but I don't." And I explained it, and he was like, "You know what? You make that makes sense." And I was like, "Yeah, she sounds like a white woman to me." uh, Thank you. This is if you want this color and you like MAC, this color is like um, heroin in MAC, but this isn't MAC. This is a good dupe by Maybelline Superstay. I don't know the name of it, but it looks exactly like heroin for MAC to me. Oh my god. Here it looks a mess. I need to get it cut. I'm gonna cut what? I'm gonna cut it tonight or sometime this weekend so I can be, trimmed up cute for my for a BTAC next week. But I had to cut it on down. I was just reading that Florida pythons are an invasive species. They say almost as bad as the gators. I hate snakes. Mm. I don't know nothing about Florida in the sense of the wildlife. I heard about the alligators, but my first little live-in man. I've talked about him before, Jonathan. He was from Miami, so that's as much as connection to Florida that I've had. And I stayed in Pensacola for like when I was younger, like in 2001, for like 3 weeks, like over a summer. Well, it was a couple of places. It was Pascagoula, Mississippi, Ocean Spring, Mississippi, Pascagoula, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, and Pensacola. Like I went that whole summer. I was in certain places, those places on the coast, on that Gulf Coast area, to helping my aunt. Ain't Blair the one who the white woman got together and told her to detransition? She really was about the conservative life. Yes, and she's the one that Candace Owens was misgendering in the middle of an interview. Which I was like, I'm like, sweetie, I mean, I gagged, I cackled, but I mean, what do you expect them to respect you? And you're just because you conservative, girl? I'm like, who? What you? What? It was crazy. It was crazy. Hmm. That doesn't work. It never works. It never works. It works for a little bit. Like you can get so with certain people, it can give you a leg up in certain spaces, but it doesn't continue to work. There's a time when that run out. That runs out. Mm, alrighty. So let me see. She wanted to be accepted by the community so bad. If I'm to be honest, the best way for a white trans woman to be accepted by her community is for her to be quiet and just be a stealth white woman and live the white woman life. There's so many of them that do that. Look at Lynn Conway, look at Calpurnia Adams, look at Andrea James, look at all those girls that used to be so loud and proud trans. They used to be so out here and doing all kinds of stuff now. I mean, they got their little coins and went and set their ass down. Let me just live in my white woman fish and be fish about it. Try to stop saying fish. Let me live in my, live in my white woman and be, be really, really about this life. Just be quiet. That's all you got to do. And they will just skate through, even the not so pretty ones. Especially if they just a passable, nice, average looking white woman. Oh, baby, they can just go and just chill and be in that Karen mode. Quiet Karen. That's all they can do. She wanted to be accepted. Wait, look at the Amanda Lear. She's never still denies it to this day. Yeah, like that. That's the privilege. They can just go do that and get their life. I don't know. Yeah, it is a privilege. But then some of us, black girls, look at the older black ballroom girls like Ajane. You don't hear them. You don't hear about them. You see them. They'll post their little memories, of their heyday. But as far as them being out and about, honey, they done got their sex change and just went and lived into their passing privilege, and that's cool. I don't think it's bad. I don't think that's necessarily bad because I don't think everybody is built for activism. Everybody is not built for advocacy. Look at not saying that he's an advocate, but look at Kid Fury. Like every 2 months, Kid Fury is going through um, some mental health, da 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 da. And me on the outside looking in, I'm looking like, nigga, you was making a career doing whatever you want to do. Like you're doing you have a career built off something that you created. What is going on in your life bad? But I don't know his life. I don't know what's going on in his experience that's making him go through mental health issues. And there are people who just have those issues for whatever reason. And so everybody ain't built for dealing with this shit. Some people will just live a quiet, regular woman life. And part of me gets it. Carolyn Crossy, yes, Carolyn Crossy, baby, Mother Tula. I really enjoyed her book, by the way. If y'all have not gotten into it, she had a really good book. I like her book. It's interesting. Old school, but interesting. Carolyn. Yeah, then you see the girls who are older, desperate for attention. I don't know. Sometimes it's just weird. Everybody not meant for it. And sometimes I be feeling like, girl, would my life be less stressful if I just went into, I want to say stealth. That feels weird. Not stealth. If I just went into just a low key mode, like just living my life, I guess it would be less stressful, but I just don't. I don't know. I have moral, a self-imposed moral obligation. I don't have to. It doesn't have to be that, but for me, I feel like how I feel is it is our job to provide a better experience for the people that are coming behind us. Similar to like parents should do. Like I feel like it's parents' job to lay a foundation of a better experience for their children. And people who fail at doing that and make their children struggle and that kind of stuff, I just think that that's not good parenting. And as somebody who doesn't have any children, I also put that on people for the next generation. Yes, in the moment, your self care, your health, and da 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 is first and foremost. But I also feel like there are people for us to be, and we're not. I'm not saying that LGBT issues where we stand is great, But just in my lifetime, it has shifted to so much better. Just in my lifetime, from the 90s to now, there has been such a shift in visibility and more access to um, money, more access to stability, more access to opportunities. Everything has shifted in a positive route, which is why they're attacking us so much now. But it has shifted, and so I feel like it would be a detriment and a failure on our part if we let it slip back into something negative for the future generation. Um, and so that's my own moral standard for myself. Um, and I don't think everybody has to have that, but I just don't want to be. I just don't feel that that's. I don't know. I just like. I like to. I want to do whatever it takes to make this world better for the next people, even if that means my type of trans woman goes extinct. Because I was thinking about that earlier. Because thinking about when I was on the new episode where we were talking about gender binary. If the gender binary was um, dismantled in the sense of either loosening its restriction or dismantled altogether, then it actually wouldn't be a need to transition. There wouldn't be if anybody could present how they wanted to present, there wouldn't be a need for anybody to make that kind of shift because those shifts would be obsolete. Does that make sense? If the lines were blurred anyway, it's hard to explain that. Mike, hey, I love the conversation on Marshall Playground, trains, and non people. I learned a lot. Oh, thank you. It makes sense. I wonder how far off we are from that. I think we're very far from that. I don't think this is such a norm. I just don't think that we're going to get to a point where that's going to be gone. But I would be satisfied with a point where it's just not that big a deal if we see something out of the ordinary, if we see something out of the norm. Kind of like tattoos. Kind of like, that when tattoos first started to happen, it was like, oh, tattoos. This means he's a biker, he's a thug, he's a tattoos meant had a different kind of alternative, a rebellion to society type of connotation when you get tattoos. But now when we see tattoos, they don't have that same vibe. It's just like, oh, somebody has a tattoo. We know that don't mean nothing about their politics. We know we know that doesn't mean anything about how they feel about life or if they're a good or bad person. Tattoos are just art on your body. And so I think over time we'll get it just gets I feel like it gets better and better with time. Um or think about like natural hair or fashion. Natural hair and fashion. So natural hair, back in the 60s, 70s, when they were doing natural hair, it was the first time that it was like a political statement. Like I'm gonna wear my natural hair and in to buck up against these beauty standards. But this new era of natural hair, like when we think about this natural hair movement that happened from 2010s on, um, it doesn't have the same connotation as before. It is a different kind of vibe. And so now we see so many styles from locks to straight hair to wigs to it's so many styles that are the norm in this current moment right now. Everybody can do almost anything long as it looks nice and or whatever. Um Nice being a relative term. But fashion too, like there's some with the internet, the fashion is everything is in style. Like it's no longer trends. Like, back in the day there's trends. I don't want to say trends are totally gone, but I could take something inspired by the 60s and wear it now and it'd be fully up to date. I could take something inspired by the 80s and wear it now and it'll be, oh, this is on trend. I could take something inspired by any era of time and make it, there's going to be somebody that love the fuck out of it. Fashion is, fashion has really, it's turning into this kind of like, anybody doing whatever they want to do. If you like my style, you like my style. I follow people on Instagram because of their style matches my ideal. I like their style, so I watch it. I watch it. Then you have these alternative styles, various alternative styles. Like I've seen these black girls. They kind of look like the old Asian Harajuku girls, but like a black iteration of it. Um, they'll have braids, they'll be up in like a bun, they make a bow, they'll have piercings, they'll be like an alt black girl, but it'd be like it'll look like an alt girl, but it just be a black version of it. I've seen a bunch of that. I've seen these kind of anime girls. I just feel like the fashion is there's a lot going on right now, which I love. That and you can just be free because, like the internet, everybody are burrowing into their own communities and their own styles. There's some people who are still mimicking. We're gonna always have follower sheep type of people, but I think it will allow all types of people to have grace when experimenting. Absolutely, and so I'm just seeing more of that, and I feel like that is gonna it's gonna inevitably bulldoze any kind of trend to make everybody exactly the same. You had me looking at the cottage core look. Yeah, that's one. It's so many styles. It's so many styles, and they're on, and you can wear them, and somebody is gonna like them now. It is well, like with you in the '80s and you in the '90s, and you're doing something like totally out of the norm. Motherfuckers gonna be like, oh, they dress weird. But right now, it's so many people dress in various kind of way. Your brain doesn't say, "Oh, they dress weird." Your brain says, "Oh, this is their style. This is their unique style." Weird to me if I wore it, but this is their style. Yeah. So quite interesting. Quite interesting. I think eventually, you know, you got the straight men's out here trying to wear the skirts. You got them trying. You got them trying new things out here. The straight men. That's what it is. I remember when they wouldn't even put on fucking skinny jeans. Was talking crazy about wearing skinny jeans. But here they are, all in skinny jeans, or they all in baggy clothes that didn't fit. Remember, like the early 2000s, all them big ass t-shirts and big ass remember when they was tripping about the mohawk and how that was the hood niggas were saying that was looking feminine, and here they are, everybody doing what they doing. Yeah, it's inevitable. It's gonna change. Yeah, nail polish too. Yeah, it's ghetto. Yeah, yeah. I feel like stuff is shifting, and I feel like it's shifting in a good way. All right, so let's talk about love a little bit. I'm just The reason why I picked this topic is because I'm really tired of talking about death. I hope y'all have noticed that when motherfuckers die, I don't be announcing that shit. I used to do it on the show. I used to do it here. Even if it's just a little bit, just now. Oh, somebody got found dead in this city. Somebody, I don't. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that shit. The lights are eating you up, ain't they? I'm trying to be like, ooh. I don't want to cut it down because I don't want it to be too dark. Yeah, it's kind of wear me out. Ooh, let's make it worse. Ooh. I have two lights, one that's like here and one that's like here. I think this is the one to be wearing me out. Woo. Um, so yeah, I'm tired of talking about announcing it. Yeah, so I won't be doing that. Unless it's something that I need to announce. But I'm tired of talking about that. I'm tired of focusing on death. I'm tired of focusing on the disparities. Yeah, I'm tired of focusing on stuff. So it frustrates me. I'm tired of having. I recently was in a live. Sometimes you need to practice. You need to practice your sparring. Sometimes you need to practice your sparring. So sometimes I'll go in a room full of cisgender people, spill my tea, and let the games begin. Just because I'm bored. And so the other day I did that. And baby, they were trying to wear me out. But I'm a girl who can, I have a very intellectual mind. And so it's easy for me to make people look stupid. And that's what I did in this whole thing. People was sliding in my DMs talking about you wore them out. I know, because they're dumb. And I stayed in there for like 2, 3 hours in that live, reading them straight people. The men, the women. It was trans people in there that was saying some dumb stuff. I had to check them. But it was fun. And so in certain incidents, I will do that. Instances, that too. I will do that, and it's fun. But sometimes I want to talk about good shit. I'm not confident enough to do that. How many of the men? It wasn't any of them type of men. A lot of the like butch queens slid in my DMs. Cause what's crazy? It was some cool butch queens in there that was reading them down. I was like, oh, they doing the work. They were coming in and adding some great information, letting me know that they were learning. So the butch queens, I was very proud of the butch queens that came in. I didn't know lesbians come in, but the butch queens that was coming up on the panel, they were really doing really good. I appreciated them. Um, all right, so I want to talk about some of the roadblocks y'all are finding with love. If you are in a relationship, I want you to participate from a point of view of when you were single and how you and your partner navigated finding each other and staying together. If you are not, I want you to help me understand some of the roadblocks that are in your current life when it comes to finding love and relationships. What do you think of Billy Porter playing James Baldwin? I think that's great. I think it's a good idea. I think Billy Porter. I would like to see Billy Porter in other things. I feel like his acting skills carried Pose because I don't feel like the other girls, other people were that amazing. They had amazing moments. There were certain moments that I was like, oh, they played that part. But I think consistently skill in acting wise, Billy Porter was the one who was carrying the show, but he was the one that was the vet anyway. Everybody else was new, so it was understandable. So I gave them grace in that regard. But yeah, that's what I think. I think he's a great actor, so he, I think he'll be great. And he's a dark skinned man. At least I didn't have nobody. I think I'm just jaded when it comes to men finding each other. It was based on out of physical attraction, but we dated for a whole year before saying that we were in a relationship. Gotcha. I play video games with a mixed crowd in front of an audience, and when the audience start getting phobic, I tell them to hold their breath because they're catching the gay in the air. Yes, L. I used to go in the chat rooms just to shake it up too. Yeah. I've been with my man for 9 years. September, I found him when I stopped being desperate for love. I know that's right. Um, so I wrote about seven in my notes how many things that I think are roadblocks for people when it comes to um love. I think yeah, so let's start with the number one. The number one that I wrote down was fear of vulnerability. So because it's so much trash out here to sift through, especially if you are should I say that? Uh, um, so some people, I don't know. There is a beauty standard in the world, and so if you align with the beauty standards, if you're passable, if you're pretty, if you got a nice body, your options are going to be a little bit more greater than somebody who does not fit those beauty standards. So somebody who does not fit those beauty standards, they might feel like, oh my God, I'm not running into anybody. Ain't nobody trying to holler at me. Ain't nobody even coming on to me to for me to be vulnerable with. And then somebody else, and I'm speaking from a trans perspective. Then somebody else who is trans who fit these kind of ideals. They're passable, they're pretty, they got a nice body, blah 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 blah. They might be getting people coming on to them, but it's not for no fucking relationship. This dress, the structure of this dress is making my titties look lopsided, and I gotta fix it. Ooh, Lord Jesus. It feels like I got one long. This titty was under this little thing. It was giving. Woo! Now this one look long. Ooh, it's the there's like a thing right here. Did that fix it? Oh no. Oh no, fuck it. um so yeah, so I know trans girls who is like, because I'm not passable and I ain't got all this work done and I ain't got all this, men aren't really trying to talk to me or they're just trying to fuck me. And then there's a passable girl who says, yeah, niggas is trying to fuck me, but they're not trying to be in no relationship. So it's not this surgeries and work and passing is not getting me to where I want to be. So how does that work? Um, I, ask me that at the end of the live um, when I open the floor to just any random questions. Um, so the so there's this level of fear of vulnerability of taking the risk. I'm also a person, I feel like you can be too like, oh, I know niggas ain't shit, or I know women ain't shit. I know. So you can be too closed off where you're not opening up to any experience, good or bad. You're just not opening up. And so that kind of vulnerability can put you in a situation where that lack of vulnerability, where you're not having any experiences. And I'm one of them people that feels like I much rather be out here in the trenches. I much rather be out here experiencing things, good or bad. I'm gonna use my intellect to avoid some of the bad shit. Like, I'm not talking about out here raw dogging, all willy nilly, just dating anybody. But I'm not gonna let every little red flag stop me from being out here enjoying the world. Like, I just everybody got something wrong. Everybody got something. So I just feel like it's not really, I don't think it's for me. I don't want to talk for everybody else. But I want to be vulnerable on a certain level. I don't want to be financially vulnerable. So I never do anything that makes me vulnerable financially. Um I don't want to be health vulnerable. So I never do anything that makes me my health vulnerable. So ain't nobody, I had my times when I was younger where, we love each other, so you can go on here and take that condom off, but as an adult, no. When I was young and dumb, full of cum, there was some moments where I took some risks that I shouldn't have been taking. And luckily for me, there were no negative consequences for it. But as I get older, I don't take those kind of risks. And so we have that. So I'm not vulnerable in the sense of health. I'm not vulnerable in the sense of finance, but I am vulnerable in sense of emotional. I like to be open. I like to tell my feelings. I like to um hit up a nigga first. I like to tell a nigga my feelings first. I like to, I don't know, being vulnerable in that emotional way. I want to be that. I want to do that, but I love to do it because nobody can ever say, "Well, I didn't know how you feel. I didn't know how you felt about me, or I didn't know how you felt about this situation." And so, if some games is being played, you lying. You a liar. So that kind of vulnerability, um, I think that's a roadblock. Not being vulnerable, not being out here enjoying um, the friendship of somebody that you could potentially fall in love with in the beginning, going on dates, even if it's just to be in the company of somebody for the moment, not just for oh, I want to go on dates because I want to find my husband. Like, yo, bitch, cool, yeah, that can be the end goal. But right now, can you just enjoy the night? Enjoy a time on a date at a restaurant, drinking a cocktail. Can you just enjoy that? The goal being tonight, I'm just gonna go out, dress up, look pretty, and be in the company of a man. This is if you date men, and be in the company of a man. That's the goal tonight. Not to, ooh, let me give him all the interview questions on seeing if he's the perfect man to be a husband. I think being that too intense actually can ruin stuff for you. So yeah, I just, where I'm at in my life right now is I'm just enjoying dating, like actual being out here in these streets, and dating, not fucking, dating, actually being out here and like, oh, we dating. I love this. This is so cute. We're out here going to restaurants, going to the movies without any expectations of what's next. Just enjoying it. So that's the space I'm in right now, being vulnerable to enjoy that. Because for a long time, I wasn't even going on dates with dudes. Like, what's the point? It's a waste of time. He ain't gonna be shit. So, being vulnerable, especially if your goal is After I got my heart broken that one good time, I really struggled with getting back out there. That's legit. You got to heal though. You got to make sure you're working on healing. You got to make sure you're doing that. You got to make sure you are learning from whatever happened and not putting yourself in those positions. Hey Simon, how are you? So yes, especially if your goal is falling in love. So falling in love, in my notes, I say falling in love requires opening up emotionally and being vulnerable, which can be scary for some people. So that was in my notes. So yeah, falling in love. Sorry, y'all. Falling in love makes you got to be vulnerable to do it. Even in enjoying somebody's company, you got to be out here. You got to be doing stuff. You can't be in the house talking about I never meet men. Of course you don't, bitch. You stay in the house watching Scandal or watching TV or watching. You know what I'm saying? You don't be out here in the mist. You don't be out here doing stuff, having the opportunity to meet people. You have to be out here. And what I started to do, maybe like 5 years ago, I started to go to shit. Like Facebook had these events, this events tab, and it will show you what like free events were happening in your city, in your area. And you can search by topic, search by interest, and and I would randomly go to these things. And I would randomly go to these like events about stuff that I was interested in. So I'm interested in social justice here. So if there was some social justice stuff going on, I would go to them. And the less people in it, not less is in two, but less is in like a group of 15 or a group of 20. There was some things I went to that was a big number. Um, but go out I engaged with many people. Like when I went in these spaces, not only did it open me up to meet other people that I could go out with or that I can hang with, it opened me up to job opportunities too, because it opened me up to people knowing who I was and looking me up and saying, "Oh, I didn't even know you lived in Houston," or "Oh, we have but whatever they get from being introduced to me, it has gotten me work. It has gotten me speaking opportunities. It has gotten me, grant money, some opportunities of some kind of way. So not only can it open you up for other opportunities, it can open you up for meeting somebody. Because I've been on some good dates with dudes that I've met in these spaces. And especially if it's a space where your tea is out or can be out, you'll meet other people, especially if it's a mixed space. And I'm not talking about this is just an LGBT event, but say y'all talking about something, whatever the interest is a everybody issue. So everybody gonna be there, but it's a safe place for everybody. So yeah, that's what I started to do. So make sure you are putting yourself out there and being vulnerable and being vulnerable. And this doesn't mean like if you just got out of a breakup, maybe it's time for you just to chill and not do this. But this is if you're ready, you're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to be out here doing my thing. So that gives my second in my notes. My second one was past experience. This can be a roadblock. Past experience. That's what second just was talking about. Negative experiences in past relationships or even your childhood can make it difficult to trust others or form deep emotional connections. Look, that goes right along with vulnerability. But also, past experiences is just past experience. They are important. They do not determine your future. They are important. They determined your past, but they don't determine your present and future. Like what do you want? What did you learn from that? If I touch an iron, okay, if I touch an iron and I touch it, and damn shit, it burns my hand. I'm still gonna need to use that iron to iron my clothes. That don't mean I need to be scared of irons. I just know what irons can do. So I just need to be careful. Irons can do this. And that's how I think about it. I know what men, I date men, so I'm going to keep referencing men. If this can flip to whatever you date. I date men. So I know what men can do. I know what I'm being putting myself and being vulnerable to. And so I do my best to try to avoid men that don't have integrity. You just learn how to handle the iron. Absolutely. And so look, I was an escort for 5 years. I know how trash men can be. I didn't even before I was escort. I had a dude I was fucking with. I've been fucking with him since high school, and his wife was in labor, and he was picking me up, taking me to his house since his wife was out of the house, and I'm beating his cakes in while his wife is in labor, sending him text messages, wondering where he's at in the middle of her labor. I know how trash men can be, without question. Without question, I know how trash they can be. And so, I'm not going to be naive when I'm in the situation. I'm not going to be naive and think that, oh, this is the perfect man. He'll never. No, I'm going to try to the best of my abilities, to the best of my ability, find somebody with some integrity and be honest and open and chat and try to figure out the type of person they are, not through just what they say, but through what they do. One of the things that I learned as I got older is that I have to not beating his cakes. Yes, God, pounding his little cakes. Um as I got older, I had to learn that I really, really, really have to pay attention to, hey Brianna, I have to really pay attention to how people their actions. And this is not just men, this is friends too. This is everybody that's in your life. Their motherfuckers will talk all the right things to you, but their actions will always prove to you if that talking is real or not. Every single time. Because the actions is really what you got to listen to. So if every time I go on a date with a dude he is always late and not respecting my time and respecting our time together, that is giving you a clue that this nigga is not going to respect you. He's not going to respect your time or don't care about the situation enough to be on time. And we're not talking about we're not talking about, oh, he was late one time. Oh no, he doesn't care about me. No, we grown, we a human, everybody ain't gonna be perfect. But if he's late every single time y'all set up a date, come on. Once, no. Maybe even twice. But every single time we set up a date, nigga, you late. You don't care about this situation. Men will always demonstrate who they are. I don't care what game they try to sell you at all. And it's like when a dude who just want to have sex with you, you you can tell because his end goal is to have sex with you. So everything that his actions revolve around is to get to sex. Even if his mouth is telling you something else. It's kind of like people who is trying to sell you something. Their goal is to get your money. So anything they do revolves around getting your money. Their goal is to get your coins. So anytime they're talking about, I don't really care about the money, but every action that they're gonna take is about that getting your coins. You can easily tell what people motivations are. It's kind of like I love doing this. So say somebody is beating around the bush. They want to ask you for some money, but they don't know how to ask you, so they're beating around the bush. But you can tell. So they're gonna start dropping their hints. They're gonna start dropping their all this beat around the bush stuff to get to asking you for some coins. And I love when I can feel them getting ready to ask me to switch the subject to something else. I love to do it. It's so fun. And watch them try to get back to asking you for something. You can watch how their conversation keeps trying to get you steer back to asking you for a coin. It is so fun for me to do. I love doing it because I know I'm gonna get to a no because we don't know each other like that. And it happens to be as an activist. It happens to people, especially as open as I am. People think that for some reason, being in this kind of space, people think that they know you or think that you are cooler than what you are with them, or you're their friend in their head. And so sometimes that leads people to do things that are inappropriate, like asking you for some coins, or especially in nonprofit spaces, asking you for some coins to help share their GoFundMe's. I don't do none of that shit. But I also don't ask people my own personal self on my platforms. If you look at Diamond Styles on Instagram, if you look at Diamond Collier, my Facebook page, um, my personal pages, you will not see any advertisement on any of it. It is all Diamond. It's nobody else. It's not no ads. It's not me sharing any kind of. I intentionally do not share any kind of advertisement on my personal platforms because I don't do that. Yes, on Marsha's Plate, on the business page, yes, but on my personal pages, I am not sharing anybody's, not even my own. You never see me promoting Marsha's Plate on Diamond Styles ever. You never see me promote on Marsha's Plate on anything that's. It's. I just don't do that. I don't even promote my stuff. Now, my Diamond Style stuff is going to be on Diamond Styles. It's just something I don't do. I don't like to do it. So some people slide in my DMs and want me to promote their stuff. They want me to ask them. They ask me for money. This happens like at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, where somebody is just sliding in my DMs asking me for some money, and I have to tell them, sweetie, who is your financial support system? Because it can't be me because I don't know you. Why are you so comfortable to think that you can just come ask me for some money? I know I'm nice, but money? You think I'm about to give some person I don't know my hard earned money? Really? It gags me. Now, a friend, there's a difference between a friend. I think somebody who I consider a friend, there's difference. I'm in a close friend. I feel like this. If I've never asked you for any money, I don't think you should ask me for any money. If we're not close enough for me to ask you for some money, and I'm not talking about, oh, I would give it to you if you ask me. I'm talking about we have been through some things where we know each other well enough to feel like, ooh, if you ain't never been to my house, don't ask me for no money. If we ain't never slept in the same room together, don't ask me for something under the same roof. Don't ask me for no money. Because if you ain't been to my house, we're not close enough for you to ask me for some money. We're not. If we ain't slept under the same roof together, and I'm talking about hotel, my house, your house, wherever. If we ain't ever slept under the same roof together, we're not close enough. Because any of my close friends, we have either stayed in a hotel together, we done stayed in my house, their house, somewhere, an Airbnb together. We done stayed together because we're close enough to do that. If we ain't done that, that's a good sign that we're not close enough for you to ask me for some money. A definite song and dance. They do it when they know you're gonna ask for coins, if any service, and will try to get freebies and try to get a smaller booking fee. Yes, all the time. That's another element. That's another element. Oh, that is another element. It's kind of like that. So we know when people are trying to scam. We know when people are trying to um we know when a coon is being a coon and a dog is being a dog. They let you know. There are some of them that are great at hiding it, but what I have found, and this is not and this may not work for you. This just works for Diamond. Um, I don't give men anything. I don't give away anything that I don't give men or give away anything of mine that I don't want to give away, and I don't care if I get it back. So if I'm having sex with a dude, it is solely because I want to get a nut. And so if nothing comes of this, my goal was met. Okay? So whatever happens, I wanted to bone him. So I don't feel any kind of way if this goes nowhere. Money. If I want to give a friend some coins, it is because, oh, I have a coin here. Bam. They don't have to pay me back. If I gave it, usually I'm not doing a loan. I really, it's rarely any kind of loan stuff that happens either. I don't like that because that ruins a lot of friendships. I done been in a situation where I loaned people some money and they got weird after it. I'm like, "Ugh," when I could have just gave you the money and it'd been cool because I enjoyed our friendship more than that. But anyway, um, I try not to give people that I can't, that that I need. I, I try to not to give people money that I actually need. So if I need it for me, you can't have it. No, in order for me to give it to you, it has to be extra. Oh, and I'm definitely not giving no man no money. Any kind of men like I'm dating, never. I am not that girl at all. Nothing. You can't get a penny. And literally a nickel. You can't get nothing from me. I am definitely one of those girls that expect for you to pay for everything. I am very traditional in that way. That's not gonna change. Um, is it a double standard for me? Yes, because my relationship and my engagement with people, men especially, I set a standard for myself. And if you can't fit that standard or you don't want to fit that standard, then we what we learn is that you're not for me. And so it's not saying that I'm right or wrong, it's right for me. And so any dude who wants to be in my life, who wants to be with me, who wants to engage with me, they step up to the plate. I have, and I said this many times, I've never had dudes who asked me to go 50-50 for dates. I've never had that in my life. I've never had a man ask me to pay for a date ever. It would gag me. But I also let a lot of things be known up front. So it's not a secret. Um, I've never been in a situation in a relationship where a dude didn't contribute to my lifestyle in some kind of way. Every dude that I have ever been with has contributed to my lifestyle in some kind of way. Maybe not heavy paying for everything like that. No, but it has always been them contributing something, some type of money, not just dick, some type of money. I have never had a boyfriend that didn't contribute to the house. Never, never, ever. I expect my boyfriend to pay for everything, but I do give him money every now and then. Yeah, I don't give men money. I just don't. I just I'm trying to think. I guess, but a difference is y'all live together too. I think when we're living together, it's not me giving him money. It's he needs something. I'm taking care of the needs, just like he took care of my needs. What Claire says, he gave me a coffee this morning. Just like I gave him a coffee this morning. That's what relationships is about. Give and take. And Elvin, if you don't get all this macho shit together, you ain't gonna have nobody giving you anything, anytime, anywhere. I can't remember all the words, but y'all remember when Claire told Elvin that. Oh, God.
Yes, when we live together, I think that's it. I don't think it's me giving him money. It's us, it's a need that needs to be taken care of. So, but if we ain't living together, baby, you ain't getting no coins out of this account. I ain't even giving you no gas money. So no, because you're coming to see me for you. You're investing. But that goes to my point. And I don't think I know. This is a yeah, make sure you thumbs up and like if you're watching. Um this is a I know that this is a remnants, a residual effect from me escorting because when I have gotten an investment from a guy emotionally, it makes the hit. If it turns into a hit and turns into a harm, when I have gotten so many things out of a man, it makes the hit less of a hit. Does that make sense? When I know I've gotten some coins, some rent paid, a bill paid, a new bag, a beautiful experience at a restaurant that I've never been to, when I know I've gotten something to show for it, it doesn't feel like a hit. It doesn't feel like I was manipulated or used. And this is something that I know came from my experience as an escort. Because when you're an escort, long as you pay me my coins, however this situation happens and goes down, it is what it is. And I don't care because I'm coming out of this situation with some coins. And so I think about that in my dating situation when I would be dealing with men and I ain't getting nothing from them but an open hole, a new body count number, and some wet cakes, or honey, a wet mouth. Sometimes the cakes didn't even get beat. I'm just sucking somebody cock. Then honey, I remember like sitting there like, what did I get out of this? Because I didn't even get sexually satisfied. Especially back in the day when I wasn't doing none of the top stuff. Yeah, no. I didn't know. So I always got something out of it so that whatever happens down the road, it is what it is. Let's see. All right. So past experience. So in past experience, you got to get over that. You got to do your healing. You got to do your work. Another roadblock. Lack of compatibility. Yeah, lack of compatibility is a roadblock. Sometimes two people may have different values, beliefs, lifestyles that make it challenging for them to build a strong connection. Yes. Listen, sometimes that fine ass dude that you really, really like that loves to jump up in your cookies every chance he get, sometimes you not just compatible with him. He fine. He look good. But y'all don't have the same values and belief systems. And it's never gonna work out. Cause y'all don't think about shit the same. He might not think about your womanhood the way you think about your womanhood. And that might be a hard pill to swallow, baby girl. You might be a gateway into homosexuality for him. And while you want him to respect your womanhood, he does not in his head. He knows how to treat you like a girl. He knows how to get them cookies. He knows how to treat you like a girl. Cause if I treat her like she's rock socking woman, I know she gonna let me beat them cakes up. There are some dudes that are really good at that. They know what they need to make you feel like. But in their brain, all they're thinking about is that you got a penis. Ooh, I want to be able to suck that cock and beat them cookies in. Or I just want to be because a lot of y'all be acting like y'all don't know the game. Or Because just because they doing top stuff don't mean that they don't think of you as no boy, baby. Let's keep it real. And they doing top stuff, but they know that penis is down there. That's because it. There's no other reason. This is gonna be controversial. There's no, if they wanted to have just anal sex, baby, they could do that with a cisgender woman, even if they don't engage with your penis, just because it's there. It makes the situation taboo and freaky and fun and out the box. Just because it's there. It may be a hard pill to swallow. I, we were talking about this Chastity Moore. Her name is I don't know what her ball house name. Chastity Temperance. I love her. She had put a post up, and we were talking about butch queens dating femme queens and blah 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 blah. And in the within the conversation, um, I said it depends. When we were talking about butch queens, I was like, when it comes to dating trans people, for me to give them a label, for me to give them a label on if they are gay, straight, bi, da da da, I need to know how they really think about you to them. Okay? Because I feel like when it comes to Trey, and I'm only speaking in the sense of, I say this all the time, but I want to keep it repeat just in case somebody just joined us. if I am if I'm a man and I see a trans woman and she looks like the type of cisgender whatever woman that I like, if she looks like the type of woman in general that's my type. So say I'm somebody who's attracted to uh Lupita Nyong'o. When I look at her and I see this person, I don't know if they're cis or trans, but I see this person and I'm attracted to Lupita and she look like Lupita, I'm gonna be like, yes, I need that. So in that moment, I'm attracted to her. When she spills her tea, I have to decide. Excuse me. I have to decide. I have to make the decision. Am I still going to think of her as a woman now that she told me my tea? Now that she told me her tea. So that man's brain is either going to say, "Oh, you're a woman to me," and so it could be a person who is like, "Okay, you're just a different type of woman." And if that's how I am in his brain, I'm just a different type of woman, but I'm a woman. I think he's straight. But if in his brain, I tell him my tea, and if I'm in his brain, I'm just I'm a man, but I'm just a woman looking man. I think he's gay. Bye. Because how he sees me is what determines his own label, not how I see myself. Because how I see myself, yeah, I'm a woman, and you like women, so you straight. But that don't mean that's how it goes in his brain. Because if he's thinking of me as some souped up butch queen, he's not thinking of me as a woman, baby. And sometimes men who engage with trans women, especially if it's multiple, they know that we like to be treated like the girl. So they learn how to do that. It's like when they tell you that it's their first time and it's their millionth time. They know that some young girl love for it to be the first time. Oh, I'm turning him out. I'm his first trans woman. So they learn to lie about being the first. Because it's some kind of weird thing in the, I don't know about, no, I think it's in the other ones too. I think it's in the other groups. I need some water. Also, hold on. I need to give me some drink. Be right back. So anyway, so in the same way that men fetishizes virgin girls, there's a level of fetishizing of first time men in our culture, usually young. Usually young. So now when we get older, you don't really care about that stuff. But usually younger, ooh, this is his first time. I was in some air conditioning earlier, and that's what it feels like I'm congested. When I went to this restaurant, and now that I'm in my hot ass apartment, it's trying to go away. Mm, it's about how they treat me and how I feel when I'm with them. I'm not a psychiatrist or lobotomist child. Yes. So that's how I determine. So when a dude asks me, "Ooh, am I gay for doing this?" or da-da-da, I always be like, "Child." I used to be when I was younger. I'd be like, "No, you're not," affirming that. But now I say it depends. What do you think I am? Do you think of me as a woman? Because if you don't, then no, I think you're bi. If you do, then yes. And I don't, and I try not to put no narrative in their brain. It's based on you. I tell them yes, they gay and to mess with their head. So for me, I feel like that kind of compatibility is important to figure out. um, so who when you are dating someone, are y'all on the same level as far as what you like about things in the world? Because I remember I was madly in love with my ex, but we were not intellectually equally yoked. And there would be times when I would be sitting with him and I'm like, this nigga's dumb. Am I gonna be able to deal with this long term? Am I gonna be able to deal with this long term? Because I can tell that this is not just some regular dumb. This is some fucking you got a long way to go dumb. And a lot of men do not have the range, especially when they go on their tangent. They do not. Um, so you have to figure out that compatibility and them being fine and fucking you good is not the end all because that is going to fade, baby. That is going to fade. Not that they're going to stop having good sex with you, but it can't be rooted in just that because that's going to get boring. Just look, it's like I love cheesecake. I love cheesecake. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Cherry cheesecake. If I ate cherry cheesecake every day, cherry cheesecake is going to be good each time I eat it, but it's going to get boring. I'm going to get tired of eating cherry cheesecake. There's going to be some other things that I crave. There's going to be some other things that I want to do. It's just inevitable that it's going to, and I have never stopped liking cherry cheesecake. I've never stopped liking it. But if I ate it every day, it would get boring. So it that's how I think about sex. Yes, sex can continue to be good, but you have to like a person for more than just the sex that they're providing. Because that is going to get boring. It just is. What does their friends group look like? Do they even have friends? That part. How do you play into their friendships? Like, how are y'all? Are they gonna know that you one of the girls? Is that gonna be something? And you could be one of the people like, oh, they don't need to know I'm one of the girls. Cool. Are you gonna navigate that forever? That's something to think about. If you got multiple friends and one of them is cool, is the other one gonna be cool? How does that? That's his circle of people. How does that work? I don't know. Something to think about. So compatibility. So that can be a roadblock. People trying to make something work with a motherfucker that you're not even compatible with. Um, timing. Oh, timing. Timing can be bad. Timing for a relationship, it can be bad. Brianna just moved to Houston. We were talking. Me and her was talking about relationship the other day, and she's coming to Houston. Just she's a new girl here, having fun, getting her life. And so sometimes when you're in this new space, you're not even looking for a relationship, and then you meet somebody, and it's just a bad timing. That's one of the scenarios of a bad timing. It's just like, yo, this is just a bad time for me. Or you going through some stress with something outside of your romantic life. You're going through some stress with your job. So you're just not in a mental space to entertain somebody because you're going through something. Um, Timing is really, really important. You have to be ready. Like you gotta be, oh, I'm good. I'm in a good place. I can mingle with some people. So timing is important. Life circumstances such as work, my notes. Can y'all hear me? Or no? Can y'all hear me? I thought it was on mute. Okay. I don't know why it was. Okay, cool. Um, so yes, life circumstances such as work, family, and personal goals, it may prevent two people from being in the right place. It might, and that's two people. It might not be you. It might be somebody else, like him. Like it might be you in a perfect time, but he's not. This nigga going don't have no job. He going through the stress of having no job. And so he can't afford to take you out. He can't if you have that center. If it's not your if you're the type of woman to take dudes out on dates, this may not apply to you. But I'm not. And so he may be going through some financial situations. This is the bad time for you to be dating Diamond Styles. Somebody else, yeah. But me, no. So bad timing. That could be a roadblock. I think somebody, if you are in a situation where you are, I don't think you should be dating if you're not stable. I'm not talking about being rich. I'm not talking about having tons of money. I'm talking about stable. I think adults, man or woman, should have a job. They should be able. They should be sheltered. That's what I know. Things people fall short of those things, but I think when you fall short of those things, your focus should be on getting stable, not dating. And that's the rule for me. I don't know about somebody else. Somebody else might be looking for love while they at the homeless shelter. Okay, for me, I ain't looking for nobody to love or date if I don't have a job. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills. I'm not doing that. That's not me. I think it's important to see a dude in all four seasons before you decide to wife them. Agreed. Totally agreed. Yes, totally agree. I think you should see them in their downtime, their uptime. Yes, I do agree with that. But I'm not starting the relationship with you in your downtime. Let me add that. Hey, Adrian. Yes, it's that's yeah. Mm-mm. I'm not. If you in a downtime of your life, no. I need you to be stable. I'm not dating nobody without no job. That's just I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If I have a job, you should have a job. We should be able to, have jobs. Pay our bills, that is what it is. So for example, like he's been on my channel a few times, Denethan. So me and Denethan is what is Denethan? I don't know what Denethan is. I don't know what we would call him. Denethan is my friend. Um, we haven't messed around in years. We haven't messed around. But if I want to go to the movies, Denethan is somebody that I can go to the movies with. If I want to go to the club, I love going to the club with Denethan because Denethan is a 6'5" handsome gentleman. And so when we walk into a space, we look good together and he treats me like a queen. And I could come into this straight club and we are just there with each other as if we like a married couple. I like going out with him. It's I can put on my heels because I ain't ever gonna be taller than him, no matter what heels I got on. I can and how he treats me, um, it's just his mother raised him to treat women in a certain way. And so I ain't gotta open no doors. I ain't gotta pay for nothing. I ain't gotta he's just like a gentleman, a chivalry gentleman. So, and we we hook up when the time. We ain't hooked up in a minute. We're in a downsize of our relationship because I fucked one of his homies. Because we're not in a relationship. And he made it very clear that we weren't in a relationship. And so, since you playing this down low card that and you're saying we just friends to these motherfuckers like your mama and da 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 da, I'll fuck this friend. And he didn't like that. But I felt like you make an adamant point to make it that we just friends to your mom, to everybody else. That's the image you want to give that we just friends. So cool. We gonna be just friends. And I fuck friends. So that's what we gonna do. So that's the tea with that. So he got in his feelings about it. so he's in his feelings. If I call him and say, hey, let's go somewhere, he gonna do it. But that's where we at. Didn't you fuck his nephew, his cousin? Yes. That the nephew happened early on. The friend happened recently. Because we're just friends. So why should I have any kind of feeling of oh I can't sleep with somebody just because we're just friends. um what would you suggest for someone who wants to date but are afraid of men? Don't date men. I'm not dating nobody I'm afraid of. No, he doesn't have a right to be upset. You are totally right. His homeboy, he has a homeboy that's cool with me, and he has a homeboy that's not cool with me, that don't like me. Um, You can consider friend a strong word, but it don't mean it's strong enough for me not to have sex with who I want to have sex with. So he has a homeboy that is a transphobe. That when the homeboy asks him about me, he lies and say, "No, we're just friends." So if you're adamant about us being just friends, then I'm going to be adamant about us being just friends, and I fuck friends. That's just what it is, and that's what it is. I'm not going to be exclusively dealing with you, and you playing this game of, oh, that's not really nothing. She ain't nothing like that to me. We just cool. Get out of here. Fuck out of here. Okay. Remember this one situation. I don't know if I told y'all this story. Probably not if it's about Denise. I really don't be talking about Denise like that. But there was this, oh, maybe I have. I don't know. Anyway, there was a situation where I had went to the gay club with my homeboys, my gay homeboys, and my gay homeboys was being weird. This is years ago. This probably was like 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. Big Yo's was still open. Right, exactly. And he, so my homeboys was in the club and I was ready to go. Like I was ready to leave the club, my gay homeboys, because they were being weird. They were doing drugs. They were just doing a lot of shit that I didn't like. And so I didn't want to be there with them. And so I was ready to go home. And so I text Denithan and I say, "Hey, where are you?" Because I knew he had went to the club with his straight homeboys, his homeboys. Um, and the club that he went to was around where I was. They were just at a straight club and we were at a queer club. And so I called Denithan and say, "Hey, I don't want to be here. So can you when you're headed home, can you come pick me up?" And Denithan says, "Yes, of course." And so when he comes picks me up, it's just him and the transphobic homeboy. Now the transphobic homeboy is like 6'4", 6'3" ish. Denithan's like 6'5". And so when I come to the car, now another thing I want y'all to understand is just keeping it real. I am a when in my engagement with men, I am a arrogant ass bitch. I want that to be very clear. If I give you the time of day, you better act like it's a motherfucking privilege that I give you a time of day. You, if I deal with you, you need to act like it. Act like you are worth my time and you appreciate my time. Because in turn, I go all out and do all the fun stuff that you like me to do because I'm a nasty bitch. So I do abnormally sexual stuff to people when I'm in it with them. So we go, honey, we could be in the back seat of your mama car and I'm giving you some head while your mama driving just to sneak and be nasty with you. I do freaky wild stuff that niggas like. And so in turn, you got to treat me like I'm that bitch. So, and and at this time, it's like 2010. From 2005, let's say 2006. From 2006 to 2000 and probably 15, I felt like I was in my prime. I felt like the baddest bitch that walked the earth. I, my confidence was that up here. So when he came to pick me up, I'm looking like a motherfucking stallion. I'm fly as shit, hair done, nails done, heels. I'm fine in the motherfucker. If when I walk down the street, niggas is honking and, hey, what's up? I get attention. So I'm coming to this car. Niggas is driving past. I'm outside of a club. Niggas is driving past like, damn. And he's coming to pick me up. So I'm making you look good. I know the social capital. I know the social capital that comes with me. And he knows it too. When I walk into a straight club with him, the niggas is like, damn. So he feel it. So I come to the car, and his homeboy is in the front seat of the car. And so I open up the door, like, all right, baby, let's get you on to the back. Cause I'm not sitting in the back. Let's get you on in the back. So the homeboy is like, no, I'm not sitting in the back. I'm too tall for that. And I say, well, Denitha, go ahead and take him home. Now, mind you, they live all the way on the north side. So if he had to take him home where they live and then come back and pick me up, Denitha gonna be annoyed. So Denitha like, no, I'm not doing that. Not to me, to him. He was like, dude, get in the back. Dude, get in the back. And so he look at him like, nigga, you making me get in the back? Yeah, yeah. All right, baby, get in the back. Do you want, or I can give you $1 for a bus. I'm not gonna give him $1 for the bus, but I said that just to be like, you can catch the bus. And so he get his big ass out the car. So mind you, I'm standing like right by the door. Like I had to open up the door and put my back, not back, my butt up against the door. And so he stands up, and he like 6'3", so I'm looking at him like, so he gets in the back. Now, mind you, me and him beef all the time. He always saying little shit. Like he's the type of dude that if Denithan is with me and he's driving, he'll be on the phone. He taller, both of them are tall and skinny. Not skinny, no, they average. They're not skinny, they're not thick, they're just average, like basketball build. And so he's the type that if I'm in the car with Denithan and he hears me in the background, he would say, "Oh, you with that transformer?" He'll say little shit. He'll say little transphobic shit. Like, "Oh, you got that transformer with you." He loved to call me a transformer. So we already got beef. So he gets in the back and I get in the front. So we get in the car. We driving. We about to drive to my house. So um so I say, now mind you, I already know that plays the we just friend card. And I let him play it because I don't care. Because anytime I need Denithan, he come and do it. He come and do it. So I don't really care what you tell your homeboys because I'm one of them girls. I don't care if you tell your family my team. I don't care nothing about your people. Long as when I ask you to do something, you break your neck to do it. I don't care anything else. And Denithan ain't never shaded me for his mama. He ain't never shaded me for anybody else. So I don't care. So just like this moment, guess who was in the front seat? Me. So I'm in the front seat, and Denithan grabs my hand like this. Hmm. So I'm pooching for trade in the back. Hmm. So I said, sweetie, this is the thing about it. I don't know what's being told to you, but I'm never gonna be driving in the car in the back seat with a nigga that I'm fucking. Never, ever, ever, ever. Now, when you start fucking him, then we can talk about who can be in the front seat. We can take turns. But as long as I'm the only one in this situation that's fucking him, I'm gonna be in the front seat. And he says, damn, I didn't know it was like that. And I was like, well, you didn't know it was like what? And he says, I know that y'all situation was like that. That's not what I was told. Oh, well, you know it now. And Denitha is quiet. Denitha's not selling nothing, not saying nothing, not disputing, not saying nothing. But I already know how the games Denitha play. I know he's saying we just friends, we just friends, we just friends. So I'm spilling this tea just because don't play with me. So he sits in the back quietly, and that's what it was. So that is the one that is the shady one. He's the one that is always saying something negative, calling me a transformer. He has another friend. If I was to gauge who looks the best, this friend looks the best out of all three of them. Denithan's in the middle. The one that's called me a transformer, ugly. I don't like him. This one, I met them all together. Let me say that too. No. I met Denithan first because we worked at the airport together. But when Denithan first came to my house, they came with him. So I met them together, and I'm looking at the friend like, damn, that other one is fine. But I'm already kind of, I hadn't went to Bone Town with Denithan yet. So I was like, I don't want to mess that up by being a whore. So I still was playing cute, and so it was getting alive. My ex-brother used to call me a shapeshifter. Mm-hmm. If he would have made me sit in the back, yes, he wouldn't have did that. I would have sat in the back. He would have took him home, and I would have called a cab because Ubers and shit wasn't around at this time. so the other friend. Now that's the beginning of our friendship. Later on, years later. Now this is recent. This is like 2016. It's like 2016. The other friend slid in my DMs on Facebook. Now he been knowing me. He knows who I am. He knows I'm trans because the late one tells everybody in Denitha circles that I'm trans. Every chance he get. So he knows I'm trans. So he slides in my DM. What's up, Miss Diamond? Da 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 da. Now he's more attractive. He's more intelligent. He is more of the kind of he that nigga. So I want to make sure that's very clear. So he says, "Oh, are you still talking to Denithan?" I said, "Oh yeah, me and Denithan's still cool." He was like, "But are you talking to him? Y'all in a relationship or something?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Why would you say that? Don't he always tell y'all that we friends and we friends?" He was like, "Oh yeah, he do." And I was like, oh, "Okay, cool. Yeah, we friends. What's up?" And he was like, "What's up with you?" He was like, "I heard some secrets about you." And I was like, "Oh, you heard some secrets about me?" And he was like, "I'm trying to figure out if they true." I said, "Everything you heard is true and more." And he was, "Oh, well, I'm trying to see for myself." Come see for yourself then. When you trying to come see. First of all, send me some nudes. Send me some nudes because I am a size queen and I need to see what it's working with before you even waste your time coming over here. So he sent me some nudes and that thing was right. Come through. So he comes through and he comes through entirely too drunk. Entirely too drunk. So we couldn't really do nothing. But he was so drunk that I could take nude pictures of him. Like I got a picture of him sprawled out butt naked on my couch. And I intentionally took those pictures so I could show Denitha. Because what I'm trying to teach Denitha is that this lying and this fucking showboating that you're doing for these niggas These niggas want to fuck with me. So instead of you hiding it and saying that we friends, you need to be playing it up, my nigga. Stop making it like some secret thing. They want me, bruh. You just not clocking it. I can have all of them. I had your cousin. Stop letting them play you like this because it pisses me off. That's number one. Why I don't fuck with you like I used to fuck with you is because it started to piss me off. So he had came over here and he just got entirely too drunk. We kind of played around, but he was too drunk for me to have any kind of fun with. And so he spends the night, like the whole night. He gets up in the morning, like at 10 o'clock in the morning, and go home. But we don't do anything in regards to like really do anything. We play around. Um, so he goes home. But because he is so fine and because that piece is right, I need to have that piece in a good way, real bad. So I'm planning. I tell him, you can't come over here all drunk like that no more. I don't like that. If you got to deal with me drunk, get out of here. We don't need to fuck with each other. So he was like, I ain't never got down like that before. So I didn't want any kind of inhibitions. So when I'm drunk, I just go for it. And I was like, well, I don't need you. You can get you a little cocktail, but you don't need to be that drunk. And so he's like, all right, all right. So the next time he came over, he was a little right, but he wasn't, you know, but it was love. We did everything. It was a good session. Um, it wasn't like before. I was like, oh, this is like. So it was a good session we had, spend the night again, everything, blah, 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 blah. But what I think it is, remember, this one is the fine, fine, fine. He's like a just a little bit dark caramel, like a definitely brown. You wouldn't consider him light skinned, but he's like a brown, just a really roasted peanut butter color. He just like a little caramel little thing. Oh, and he like 6'4", and he just fine. I think that because he is that kind of fine dude, I think that is what made Denise more mad. Like I think because he is that kind of smooth Casanova type fine dude that get all the bitches, I think that's what got under Denise's skin. Yeah, he's like yeah, he's definitely fine. And I think I think that's what got under his skin, but nigga, we just friends. And so I think it made him feel some kind of way. But anyway, that guy, I just wanted to tell y'all that story. So so the next one is fear. Fear of commitment. Some people may be afraid of committing to a long-term relationship, either because of past relationship or desires to maintain their independence. Now, for me, um, so y'all were not exclusive, not at all. We weren't even in any kind of relationship. Nothing like that. Never said it, never talked about it. Well, we talked about it, but it was very much. I think I told y'all this. Remember I have a video talking about his mother clocking my teeth from my profiles and she thought I was a witch and she told him long as we not boyfriend and girlfriend. When she found out my teeth and tried to clock my teeth to him and he already knew it, she told him um she said long as we not doing that boyfriend and girlfriend shit. And he said And he said to his mama, nah, we just friends. Even though his mother is a jazz singer. And we be going to her shows and shit. And when we go into her shows, remember, I told you how he treats me. He don't stop treating me like that. We don't went to her birthday party. We don't went to one of her shows. We don't went to one of their family little get together. And he treats me like his girlfriend every time we there. I'm talking about arms around the waist, cuddled up next to me, caking, kissing me on the face, like I'm his wife, like I'm his not his wife, but his girlfriend, whatever that looks like. So much so that the people around us like, I thought you said they was just friends. And she would be like, that's what he told me. That. Hey. Yes, rest in peace, Jahira. You feel what I'm saying? So he would treat me like his girl. And so his mama was trying to say, long as y'all not doing that boyfriend and girlfriend stuff. And he was agreeing with her. So he was trying to, I don't know, it made me feel insecure. It made me feel some kind of way. Because it wasn't going anywhere. It was very we just friends, we just friends, we just friends. Cool. So since we just friends, I'm gonna treat you like a friend. End of story. Oh, thank you, Polar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, it wasn't nothing exclusive, nothing that we said that it was exclusive. He was telling his mom and his friends that we were just friends. Cool. Then we just gonna be friends. And so during that time, I messed with his nephew. Not his nephew, his cousin. And then years later, I messed with his friend. And I messed with him again and messed with another one. If he had another one that was fine, I messed with that one too. I messed with y'all together. If y'all wasn't no fucking download niggas. Did you and the cousin date? No, me and the cousin messed around. Me and the cousin, y'all want to hear the cousin story? Oh, where we at? Oh, we got a little time. The cousin story is kind of so the cousin. So me and Denise, and this is 2009. How old was I in 2009? I wasn't 30 yet. I think I was like 27. I was born in 81. How old would 2009 make me? I wasn't 30. Was 28? Whatever 2009 was. It was 2009. So I was 28. So I go to so his mama thinks I'm a witch. Yes, that video. So I was 20. Yeah, yeah, you were 20. Yeah, I was 28. So me and Denithan work at Continental together. We work at the airline. And Denithan is a bag handler, and I'm a check-in person, a person to check people into their flights. And so we have a supervisor named Patricia. Patricia is this lady from Colombia. She speaks Spanish. She cool as hell. And so Patricia is trying to push us together. Now Patricia doesn't know my tea because I'm not telling my tea at work. So Patricia keeps pushing me and Denithan together because she was like, I think y'all be perfect together. So she's being just like very auntie-ish. Y'all push us together. Da, 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 da. So that is how I met Denithan. So Denithan would, if our shift aligned, because sometimes his shift would be different. I worked overnight, so I would be there from 7 at night to 7 in the morning. But sometimes Denithan will work certain daytime shift. So when I would be getting off, he would be coming in. But if he worked a night shift and we got off at night, because it was three different shifts he would work, either graveyard shift where we get off at the same time, or afternoon, just different. He would shift. I didn't shift at all. I would go graveyard shift. That's it. So if we had a time where our schedules matched after we had gotten acquainted and became friends, messed around, da 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 da, he would always take me home. So sometimes, if our schedules match, he would come get me so we can go pick up our checks. This is how old it is because we didn't have direct deposit. We had to go pick up our checks from the office. And so if our schedules match, that's what it was. So one time he came to pick me up to go get my check, and he had this nigga in the car that was so fucking fine. He was fine. And it was like, I had never seen anybody look like him. He was fine. Fine, fine, fine. And I done seen fine men, but he has a very unique look because he has like red hair and like little freckles and these pink ass, cute ass lips. He looks like one of them little redhead children, but he like a man. He looks like just a sexy man, sexy young man with like a beard, and he just was a sexy red head, and not red head like carrot top red. It was like red, but like a dark, pretty ass natural red, black ginger with freckles. Yes, he was just so unique looking, but beautiful. He had that. His skin color was like eggnog, and I don't really mess with light skinned boys like that. But he was so unique looking and beautiful that when I got in the car, I kept looking in the mirror at him, and he was a very confident, hot in the tail man, like very flirty, very directly flirty. So when I got in the car, he says, "Damn, Denithan, that's you?" And Denithan says, "Nah, bro, that's my friend. That's my friend. Calm down, calm down." Still playing that friend card. Still playing that friend card. This is the wrong time to play that friend card because, honey, this little morsel in the back is fine. And so he was like, damn. He was like, so he's flirting with me. And I say, I'm like, boy, calm down. He just flirting. And so we get out the car and go. He gets out the car with us. He didn't even park, and we're going through the airport to go to the office to get our checks. So now he is talking and flirting. Now he's about 5'11", and he's flirting, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, oh, you are not a man. You're a kid. Because now I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh, you're younger than what I thought you initially were. And I was like, boy, but he's heavily flirting with me, like flirting. And I was like, boy, you are so fast. Well, what? How old are you? And he says 16, but I'll be 17 in 2 months. I'm like, boy, you is too fast to tell. I know them girls at school is is um is something. So I say something about I know them girls at school. You are wearing them out, girl. Boy, get out of here. So once he says 16, there is nothing that we can do. So so once he says it, I'm like, okay. So we get it. So I never think about him no more. Never do anything. I never see him again for a very, very long time. So me and Denise continue to deal with each other. So I don't really think about him no more. Like he never picks him up. Remember, because I think that Denise has this thing, he never would bring him around me again because I I just think that there is a weird jealousy about not jealousy. Yeah, that's what it got to be. So He never brought the other dude around. He brought the ugly one, but he never brought the other dude around, and he never brought him around, the nephew. He never brought them back around. No, honey. So fast forward to 2000 and it was like 5 years later because he was grown. Had to be like 2014, 13 or 14. So fast forward, me and Denethan is going to this club. Insecurities. Me and Denethan is going to this club, and we are driving to this club called Martell's. It's off of it's off of Maine. Anybody know Maine? It's like in Houston. It's a place on the right by the medical center that it's a bunch of hood clubs right there. Carringtons, Martell's. It's like hood ghetto club. Like people be getting shot at them. Blah blah blah. So we were going to Martell's, and like I said, if I'm going to a straight club, it's gonna be with Denise. I rarely go to a straight club with anybody other than him because I get my life. So, because I ain't gotta worry about if I get clocked, it's gonna be on my own. I ain't gotta worry about clocks because usually if I'm by myself and I really don't get clocked like that. So, and I got this fine ass man that treats me like a queen. When I'm with him, it's never any kind of clocks. Hey Jay. And so, where's all these new subscribers? Not y'all, not new, but how y'all coming out the blue? What's up? It's a bunch of y'all that came in here and said a long time subscriber. Where y'all coming? Where y'all been at? So we in the car and we're headed from either from Martell's or headed to Martell's, and his cousin calls him on the phone, and so on the phone, he says, I hear whoever's on the phone, I think it's one of the other two dudes. Remember I told you the transphobe and the fine boy. So I done forgot totally about the 16-year-old. I ain't thought about him ever since that day. So I'm thinking it's like Dirt or the other boy and the other dude. So I'm like, who are you talking? Because I'm insecure about the shit he be saying to his mama, shit he be saying to his friend. I listen to what's happening on the phone because this is the time that my insecurity is getting played with. As far as him saying we just friends and it's doing something to me. So I'm listening to pay attention to the conversation. So when Denethan says, when the dude, whoever's on the phone says, who you with? And he says, oh, I'm with Diamond. So clearly whoever's on the phone knows me, but I don't recognize their name, their voice, because I know his other two friends' voices, but I don't know this voices. So I don't know who this is. And he was like, oh shit, that chick that work at the airport with you? So I'm listening. And he was like, yeah. Denethan said, yeah. And so he was like, put her on the phone, put her on the phone. So Denethan hands me the phone. And so I'm like, hello? He was like, what's up, Miss Diamond? I'm grown now. What's up? Who is this? And he was like, he said his name. And I was like, okay. This is really strange. I was like, okay. And Denethan is over there laughing. And he was like, yo, where you stay at? Where you stay at? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh. And so in my brain, I'm like, where do I go with this? You're a whore. Go where whores go. I was like, he was, I was like, I stay in the Galleria. I stay in the Galleria area. He was like, that's what's up. Give me your number. Give me your number. I'm grown now. I'm grown now. I'm like, okay. My number. He's like, all right, I'm gonna call you. I give the phone to Denethan. Denithan is laughing. Denithan thinks it's funny. Immediately, his nephew calls me, his cousin calls me, and now we're on my own phone. And so he's talking like it just a hot in the tail 21-year-old. And I'm like, okay. Now, this is another element of it. In this scenario, this is somebody connected to his family. So because his mother knows my tea, and I know she told my tea to the sister and the cousin, like she was very adamant about telling my tea to his family members. I was under the impression that he may have known my tea too. So I wasn't for sure. So we on Kick, K-I-K. We on Kick, and I'm texting him at this point. And I'm trying to see if they have discussed my tea. Like if my tea had got out. So I'm like, what's did Denitha tell you what was up with me? He was like, yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. So maybe like 2 months later, I bring him to my house and have him. Peace was late. Peace was like one of the latest pieces of my life. He had a body, he was still fine, but that piece was late. Late. Late, 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 late. Late. Peace was late. Also, he did not know my tea. So we did have, but we had under the assumption that he knew my tea. But once I figured it out, I just went ahead and played the role. And so it all was late. The session was late. Everything was late because I didn't get to do any of the fun stuff because he didn't know my tea. I didn't get to do it. Just was whack. It was horrible. It was just whack. Then a month after that, I guess he was over to his grandmother's house because he is Denithan's cousin. So there he's connected to his mom in some kind of way. So I guess he was over Denithan's mother's house because that's his grandmother. And my name came up. And her being the messy old lady that she is, my tea was brought up as well. He wasn't talking about my tea. He was talking about something else. When I asked him, did Denithan tell him what was up? And I'm thinking tea. He wasn't talking. He said, yeah, he wasn't talking about tea. He wasn't talking about tea. He was talking about. He thought I was just talking about their situation, our situation. Anyway, it was wet. So the mama tells my tea to the family, like talking about me to the family, not specifically telling him, but talking about my tea to the family because this is a family gathering that they bringing up. But she's talking about it from the standpoint of Denithan. She doesn't know that me and the little cousin they mess around. So she's telling it from Denithan's standpoint, like, yeah, he's talking to her, and she used to be a man, and just spilling all my tea, but she doesn't know that I dealt with the cousin. So the cousin, while she is talking, kikes me a video of her talking about me. Is that how you say that? Is it kick or kike? I don't know, whatever. He records her saying that because he asked me, he sent me a message saying, was I a man? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't say yes or no. I just said, what the fuck are you talking about? Why the fuck would you ask me that? and he sent me a video of in their whole family little group of her talking about my teeth. It's kick. Okay. So talking about my teeth. And I was like, oh, when I asked you, did you know what did Denethan tell you what was up? You told me he did. No, he didn't know because I just didn't play. I just didn't discuss it. I just I figured out he didn't know in the middle of the session. And because the piece was so late, I feel like I'm never gonna have you again, so just leave it alone. We just went ahead and did our thing, and then he nutted fast, piece was late, and I didn't even discuss nothing. It just was over because there was no point in talking about it. Because I knew I was never, ever, ever, ever gonna have him again. Because the piece was late, like no girth, no length, just hairy and small. So I tell him, that's you told me that you knew what was up, but I had figured out that he didn't know what was up when he came to my house. And so he says, nah, I didn't know what was up. Why didn't you tell me? And why do I have to find out like this? And I was like, well, I asked you and I thought you knew, but oh well. But that was months ago. Like you don't have to worry about me. I'm never gonna have you again. Why you say that? Because I don't want to. He's like, all right. And then he blocked me. And so Denethan, when Denethan comes over another day, maybe like a couple of weeks after that, I show him the video of his mama. I show him the video that his cousin sent me. And I was like, this is your mother talking at the thing? And Denise was like, oh man, well, why did he send you that? And I was like, because we messed around and he didn't know my teeth. And she was telling my teeth to him. And he was like, what? Why would you mess around with him? I was like, why would I not? You knew that's what you he asked me for my number in front of you. What you thought we was gonna do? What you thought we was gonna do? He was like, dang, we just friends. Ain't we just friends? That's what you sitting here in this video telling your whole family that we just friends. Like in this video, while your mother is spilling my tea to the rest of your family, you are saying, man, we just friends. We just cool. Why would I treat her any kind of way if we any negative way just because of how she decided to live her life? We just friends. Cool. You are totally right. Everything you saying is totally right. And we just friends. So, since we're just friends, this isn't a problem. He was trying to have his cake and eat it too. Definitely. That's what he was. And at that time, it was getting under my skin. And so this was serving two purposes. It was serving me the purpose of doing something that I know is going to hurt your little feelings and doing something to show you, oh, this is how friends get down. Because I'm not, if we just friends, then ain't no exclusivity. Ain't no exclusivity with us. So fast forward to 2 years later, what you call it hit me up again, his little nephew, but I didn't mess with him again. because I guess he had unblocked me and was feeling, had remembered whatever happened. He had remembered it and tried to come holler at me. This was probably 2015, and I was like, "Boy, you got a little late piece. No, thank you." And you done got a little thick, like your daddy, because his daddy is real hefty. And I'm like, you don't look like yourself at all. You went from a football player, a quarterback of a football team. Now you looking like somebody uncle, somebody light skinned uncle, and that is nothing to you. No, thank you. No, light skinned red hair uncle. No. Mm-mm. So that was the cousin story. Let me see. Make sure it's the last one. Unrealistic expectations. That's another roadblock. Expecting perfect or an idealized version of a partner can make it very, very difficult to accept someone for who they truly are and build a genuine connection. Like, look, everybody is not gonna be perfect. Was it just those two? Yeah, I only messed with his cousin and his little best friend. I didn't know anybody. And there was the ugly boy. I would have messed with the ugly boy just on the purpose of proving that I could have him. I would have messed with him too because he used to hit me up on. I know he's attracted to me because he used to hit me up on. He matches with me all the time on POF. But he's like a little kid. Instead of hitting me up and saying something nice, he'll hit me up and say something like, "Why your page say female? You know you're not a female. You know you're a transformer." And he does it all the time. So it's like a little kid that wants you because you ain't got to match with me. You ain't got to say nothing to me, and we know I'm trans. So why are you in my inbox? So I would have him just to record it and show Denithan. To prove that the one that you think that wouldn't have me would have me. But I never had tried. You hit the wall earlier. You could definitely. Every time he stay in my inbox, but he don't say no freaky stuff. He always say, um, just something smart, something smart about my transness, something smart. Yeah, you got these dudes fooled, but I know what you are. I'm like, Dirt, do you really think I don't? What is going on with you? Like, you really think I give a fuck? Aquarius. But yeah, that's it. I just want to talk about some of the roadblocks to stop us from finding love. And we went into story time. Um, Kitty Noir, you said you wanted to ask me a question about hormones. What was your question about hormones? Make sure y'all thumbs up. It's 53 people here. Hey, I'm a Pisces. I do got a story. I don't have I told y'all the story about I'm not gonna tell this now. I'm gonna tell it later. Have y'all I did I tell y'all how me and my ex that I showed y'all on here, Jamarcus, did I ever tell y'all the story about how we end up breaking up? I don't think I ever told y'all of how our situation went down. the dark skinned boy. I never told y'all about him. I had a video of me and him, and it was called "The Angry Birds." Something about Angry Birds. But I don't think I ever told y'all because it was in the midst of the breakup, and I didn't want to talk about it. But I'll tell y'all that. That's what we'll talk about next time I go live. It won't be next week because I'll be in Dallas for BTAC. But I'll tell y'all that story because that was now that I'm totally over it, and some new stuff has transpired recently. I'll tell y'all about that too. It's quite interesting. Yes, I just wanted to ask if you ever started and stopped based on libido. I have been doing hormone for over 15 years now, but it's just wanting to know your experience. Oh, yes. So I stopped taking hormones in 2014, 2014, and I didn't start again until 2020, 2019, 2000 or 2020. I don't know, somewhere around COVID, right before COVID or right after COVID. I think right before COVID. So that was February, yeah. So right before COVID, I started hormones again then. So I stopped. I stopped because I was in a situationship with a trans man, and and we were talking about children. Just dating. It never went anywhere. But I stopped to see, just in case that happened. Um, yeah. So yeah, I stopped for that reason. And stopping made me gain weight. When I had that flux of weight gain, that's when I had stopped taking hormones. That could be a story time. No, not really. It wasn't that interesting of a story. It lasted like 3 weeks. He said that I was too emasculating to him. It wasn't a long story. And once he said that, I was done. Yeah, we had a situation where he was being real creepy. Just not creepy, that's not the right word. Real I guess creepy is the word. He just was being he was a touch me not. He didn't want me to do stuff with him, but he wanted to do stuff to me, stuff that I didn't want to be done to me. And so he was really trying to press the issue, trying to make out and press the issue to do what he wanted to do, even though I had already established that I don't want to do the stuff that he wanted to do. And if we're I'd rather us not do anything if we're not gonna do both of the things. And so it just never worked out. So he got offended. He got weird. You think you would have lost weight because of testosterone? That's what I thought too. Yeah, it was strange when I got off hormones. I gained weight. Yeah, that's when I started gaining weight between 2014, 15. Yeah, that's when I started gaining weight, and it's because I stopped hormones. That's the only thing that changed. It's the only thing that changed. Thank you. That answered that. It's still wild, wild west there for trans women with hormones. Still rather new compared to some forms of medicine. Hmm. I stopped everything. I stopped everything. Maybe a trans man who had bottom surgery would be open. Maybe. I don't know. We just weren't sexually compatible. And it's not just him. It's me because I've never been with a person with a vagina. So me exploring that, I was psyching myself up to explore it, and so I was psyching myself up to explore it, but it still was some apprehension there too. So it wasn't just him. We just weren't sexually compatible. What happened with Jamarcus? I'll tell that story. I'll tell that story not next week, but the week after that. I'll talk about it Friday. Oh no, no, no! It can't be that Friday either. Whenever I come back on live, I'll talk about it then. I'll tell the because the Jamarcus story is long, and I don't want to be here that long. A lot of hormones interact with insulin, which can affect weight. Yeah, I knew it was a hormone. Are you still interested in having kids? It's not a thing for me. It's not a. Only reason why I adjusted then is because I was trying. If we talked about that, we talked about having children, and so if that was going to be a possibility, I needed to make sure that my sperm count was up. And so because we talked about that, and now my horizons are getting open. I'm being more open to dating trans men, and you know what I'm saying. It was like, well, if the opportunity is gonna come, it's probably gonna be now. And so that's what it was. And so when I got back on hormones, it was because I kind of shifted back to my norm. Now I'm not even. I don't even trying to talk to trans men. Maybe I've had a bunch of weird, not super negative, but a bunch of weird experiences with trans men, and it's just not worth it. I'm like, if I'm to be honest, it's like, oh, I ain't even into y'all like that. So get out of here. That's what it felt. It felt like I was trying to be more open. That's the best way I can say it. I was trying to be more open to the opportunity, and I'm also I don't want to just mess with a person. I don't want to just sleep with a person. I want to be in a relationship with somebody. So it's that's another thing too. Like, yes, I could sleep. There's trans men who are just horny toads that want to have sex with anybody, men, trans women, da da da. And they come at me, but I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want to just have sex with a trans man. I want to be in. If I'm gonna do this, I want to give it a good college try, and not try sexually, a try for the relationship. Like, try to make this into a serious relationship. I'm not interested in the try a trans man for sexual situations. No, I can. If I wanted to do that, I could have been doing that. So many of them have tried to fuck me. No, thank you. But now I'm not even exploring that option. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you choose. Right. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. I just was listening to that earlier. But I think you're moving too fast. Ah. Yes, 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 yes. So what else has been happening in the world? What else? Um, There's 46 people in here. Make sure y'all thumbs up. Let me see if I'm missing anybody. Do you remember the name of your video when you were getting your nails done and the black girl tried to cop for the white woman next to her?
Yeah, I remember my video. No? Are you talking about the racist white woman? I don't remember the name of the video. I probably just was seeing the story. I remember the incident. That's the day that Monica Roberts died, that I found out Monica Roberts died. The same exact day. I remember that day like it was yesterday. Um, oh, this is Guardian Angels. Um, you said that's odd. You said that's odd. You would think that you would have lost weight with the testosterone. But this is the thing about it. That would be right. But what happened was when I got off hormones, my testosterone levels, period, just on a natural basis, if I never would have got on hormones, ever, my testosterone levels were already low, just naturally. So never, like they were trying to get me to be on testosterone when I was a kid, just to boost my testosterone levels to a normal level of a regular boy. But I never did because I felt like, girl, I'm about to be fish. I'm about to be that girl. So I'm not about to put testosterone in my body. They were trying to put me on testosterone when I was in a group home. No, thank you. So what happened was when I got off of them, my it was just kind of everything was low. Like estrogen, testosterone, because everybody creates estrogen and testosterone. I hope everybody know that. But it's just at different levels in a male body and different levels. It's different levels for everybody. But usually females have an average higher testosterone in at a range, a certain average of range. Nobody is exactly the same. No woman is exactly the same. And then males are usually at different levels too of testosterone. It's just they're just testosterone dominant, and so it's at different levels. Some lower than others, and the same thing on this side. So anyway, when I got off of them, it basically everything instead of it something being dominant, everything was kind of like low, everything. And so there was no high testosterone, no high estrogen. It was just kind of low. And so when I went and got my levels checked, the doctor was like, you don't have high anything. And so that's why you gained weight. Yeah, that's what the doctor said. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, so now I take estrogen just to balance me out and not gain more weight. I feel like the mind has a way of aligning the body. I've heard trans women say the body develops like a female. Um, well, there's been tons of studies that says that proves that trans people are trans before hormones. Like their brain is one direction and their body went another. That is pretty common. um, and I also I don't even want to have that conversation, but like I said, I feel like that there is a level of intersexness outside of genitalia. When we think about being intersex, there it is a hyper focus on genitalia. So when we think about, you know, people who have ambiguous genitalia, and when you can't tell if they're a boy or girl, they have, you know, a vagina, penis come out, or whatever, intersex. We usually hyper focus on the genitalia part of intersex. But there's other ways of being across the spectrum when it comes to chromosome and your chemical makeup that could, if we look at it, that it could be intersex too.
if we're just talking about the variations that people could be. I know this exists, there's some science behind it, but how we think about those things, those kind of nuances in gender on a biological, nuance, not nuance in gender, nuances in sex. So the actual structures of your body outside of your genitalia can be nuanced as well. Can be, one goes a little bit more on the female side and one goes a little bit more on the male side. Everybody falls in a different gray area. But because we focus on, when we think about intersex, we focus on just the genitalia, then we miss out on all the other things that could be on that spectrum. But no, I'm not physically intersexed. Not on a genitalia base. Definitely were born with a wee wee. There definitely was some chemically different things when I was a boy, when I was a little boy. Let it burn. When you need you, where there's a heartbeat, where there's an air I breathe, I can take this pain. You know I'm not to go, you see. I want you, I need you. What you gonna do? People forget to talk about the extras when they speak of intersex. It happens with the body types and things like that. Gynecomastia, I think, is a form of intersex. Yeah, it depends on your chemical makeup that creates those man boobs. Mm. I went to see Chevalier. Did y'all see Chevalier? Y'all need to go see that movie. It's really, really good. And I don't want people to miss out on it because it's not getting a lot of publicity in other avenues. I see it on TikTok, but I haven't seen any kind of commercials in other places. But I went to see it last night and it was really good. I liked it. And he's a black character in history that I think didn't get enough shine because of white supremacy. When we think about um, pianists and composers, we like to think about Mozart, but by many accounts, he was better than Mozart. The only reason why they didn't celebrate him was because he was black. But it was so good. I loved it. It was really, really good. And there was so much about his story that they left out. I don't know why they left it out, but because it felt like it would have been even better of a movie if they kept it in, but it might have been a little bit long. But he was a great fencer, like a swordsman. He was a great swordsman and got respect from that. He was a fucking beast at the violin. He was a composer. He was an organizer. And they had almost, and if y'all remember during the revolution, French Revolution, they killed all the nobles. Like we talk a lot about the king getting his head getting beheaded and Maria Antoinette getting beheaded. But it was like 5,000 nobles. Like when motherfuckers like nowadays talk about eat the rich, these motherfuckers killed like 5,000 noble people. Like, the upper echelon people. They killed like 5,000. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna kill the queen and da da da. They killed the whole court and all the nobles. And Chevalier was considered a noble. Right, everything must go. Um, Chevalier was considered a noble, but because he was black, he wasn't in the in crowd with the white nobles. He was one of the only black nobles. And because of his connection with his father, having money. But then when his father didn't leave him money, he was losing it, and so he had got poor basically, but still had his title. And because of this fact that he really wasn't in the in crowd, that is the only thing that saved him from getting beheaded. And I wish in the movie they would excuse me, they would have explained a little bit more of why that happened. Because he was locked, they locked him up and put him on trial to get beheaded. And it was that close. But his homeboy came and was, and saved him from being beheaded. I wish they would have told that. Also, your boo Jay Majors is down bad. Ooh, don't remind me. See, that's why you need to be with me. I wouldn't have told nobody. I would have just been taking them hands and giving them hands. but but I just would have been taking it, Jonathan. But yeah, and another element which I feel like people forget, like this is a time to do these type of stuff. Chevalier, because he was the black, like outcast of these noble people, because he was the black outcast of these noble people, he they forced him in situations that he wouldn't have to be in if he was white. So for example, so there's one time he had to fence the preeminent trans woman at the time. They could have put that in the fucking movie and they didn't. There was another Chevalier, because Chevalier is like a title. That's not his real name. That's like his title. And so there was another Chevalier that was a trans woman at the time. And she was in the out crowd. She was great at fencing, but because she had switched genders, she was kind of like the out crowd. And so in 2023, why wouldn't you put that in the movie? That would have been so interesting. And it was like a big old event because the Negro was fighting the trans woman, fencing the trans woman. It was a big, not a, almost like a circus freak kind of show, but in the classy arena. I was afraid the Chevalier movie was going to be like Belle was. No. There's a level to it, but I still feel they could have done a little bit better. I'm waiting for Chance. We want to talk about the what's the little we want to talk about stylists. The stylist that kind of quit and retired, something Law, not Jude Law. I know that's the white boy, but something Law. What's the stylist that been at Zendaya stylist? Something Law. Something Law. Y'all know who I'm talking about. We want to talk about him. We want to talk about him and all the mess that he spilled, all the tea that he spilled. Law Roach, yeah, him. Yeah, I want to talk about him. So that's what we've been discussing, talking about. So yeah, I would have thought that it would have. They didn't even mention that, and that was a huge ass deal. Nothing had been. This was a fencing match of people with titles, so it's in the arena of class that they were celebrating, and It was his way to fundraise and do all this kind of stuff. And they could have told that. Like they were doing that. They made it seem like he wrote that little play to raise funds and sell. You see what I'm saying? They were when he was telling the white boy, "I want to write this play and put it on to support the movement." That was actually a whole other. He had done that with the fencing stuff with the trans woman, and that was like back in those times. So why wouldn't we want to show that trans women existed even in this time? That would have been a moment. I don't know why they did that. It was annoying, quite annoying. Why they left that out? Yeah, but yeah. If y'all want to see a cute little movie, I will go see that. It was good. You know what, Brandon? Speaking of Jonathan Majors, you know the scariest thing about Jonathan Majors is how he was positioning himself as a soft man, and motherfuckers was eating it up. That's the scariest part. Not shocking, but the scariest part about men, especially narcissistic men, how they can have a whole other image and behind closed door be the meanest, shadiest motherfucker. Because he shows position himself, especially when those pictures of him and Michael B. Jordan and pictures of him in the little pink for Valentine's Day, when they were responding to the back not the backlash, but the hotel niggas um was saying, oh, they're trying to emasculate black men and da da da. His response was so brilliant in when he was, talking to examining masculinity and positioning himself as this soft example of masculinity. You don't need to be angry and violent and this kind of person. You can be soft and manly, and you choking bitches out in your private life. Sad, sad, so disappointing because he was so my new baby. Ugh, so disappointing. That's true. Also, it's how we think about celebrities. We don't really know these people. We really don't. There's some of them that now there's some of them who are transparent and talk about everything, but even then we don't really know. So we don't really know these people. We have Jalen Rose now. Jalen Rose. Who is Jalen Rose? Jalen Rose, the basketball player. I don't like him. Is it a new Jalen Rose? I don't know him. I know the basketball player, like the sports dude. I know him, and he ain't cute. I don't like him. Is it an actor or something? Hmm. Cover of Essence this month. Oh, I don't know. It's not showing me. Jalen Hurts. No, no, Jalen Rose. Jalen Hurts. Let me see if he's cute. No, thank you. He's handsome. He's traditionally handsome. This ain't really my speed. But yeah, he's traditionally handsome. Not really my speed. You know. Yeah, he's handsome. Yeah, that ain't really that ain't really my style. I think my current crush, off topic, but King Von looked like a stud lesbian to me. Oh, I don't know. I don't know him either. Oh, I don't know the young people. Um, I think my new crush is not new crush. I've been having a crush on him ever since Billie Holiday, the movie. Tyler James Tyler James William, or William, what's his name? Tyler James William. Everybody hates Chris, or Mr. Gregory, Mr. Gregory from Abbott Elementary. That's my new crush. Is King Von? Is that the one that died? King Von. Did he die? Yeah, he died in 2020. Oh yeah, he does look like a stud. A fine ass stud. But yeah, he does look like a stud. Oh, he was fine. Oh yeah, he was my type. He's fine. Oh yeah. Oh, he looks so good. Yeah, that's my type. He's fine. Yeah, them lips. Why everybody like Tyler? I don't know. He just look good. He done grown into a fine ass wide back man. Yeah, he do be looking like a stud though. Like that look like stud, a TikTok stud. Them lips is fire. Oh, them lips is fire. Oh, his lips is shaped so perfect. Oh Lord, look at his lips. Oh, they are perfect. Mm, I love me a meaty lip man. Woo! Mm. He got the meaty lips like Nate Parker, like this. Oh, I love Nate Parker's lips. Real meaty and fine. Oh, they just be looking soft and pillows. Mwah. Uh, all the niggas that look like my type always get into some trouble, man. They get you. He was being rapey with letting his friend rape his little, his little, his little fuck buddy. We can wet it up. Just kiss it a little bit. I thought he was about to be the next Denzel. Nate Parker, yes. Sad. Sad, 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 sad. Over some bullshit. Trying to be ornery, letting your friend come in and join. They were giving them lips to white women. They were. That's why I can't, that's why I be like, oh well. Let the white women come save you. Come speak on your behalf. hmm That's why I haven't been joining in the conversation. James Tyler seems unproblematic. James Tyler seems like a butch queen. If I'm to be honest, it would not surprise me if one day he said, "I'm bisexual," but really, if he played the Avery Wilson card, "I'm bisexual," it would not surprise me at all because he's either a very, very soft man or my gaydar is on point. Either way, either way, he's sexy, and we will accept him however it is, and we know that however it goes down, we will accept. It's just the Crohn's girl. Mm, maybe, maybe. I don't care, but my gaydar be going off. hmm Yeah, I saw him on Jennifer Hudson the other day, and they were chit chatting, and I was just watching him like, yeah, he's sexy, but he give me one of my sisters, one of my sisters on Jack, one of my sisters on Jack, honey, on grind. He don't even give me one of my sisters on Jack. He give me one of my sisters on Grinder, cause he definitely give me one of the black boys that like black white boys. One of them black boys that like white boys. You know the vibes. You know the vibes, honey. Which queens can get it too? Some of them. There's some of them that are absolutely fine, but as soon as they open their mouth, oh, y'all know who? Let me give y'all something. It's always somebody if they're masculine enough. Exactly. It's always something. But I'm about to shoot everything that I said out the window. Ooh, god damn, she fine. This bitch is gorgeous. Look at her. I don't know who that is. She just popped up on my explore page. But God, look at her mug. Can y'all see that? Is he zooming in? Is it letting y'all zoom? Wow. Her name is Sydney J. Harper. Oh, okay. I don't know who she is, but she's stunning. She's a model or something. She's some kind of model. Woo! Yeah, Mama's smoking. I wish you could. Oh, there she go. Look at her fucking face. Jesus. Woo! Mama is smoking. Y'all see her? Woo! Jesus, God, Lord. Yeah, she's some kind of model. She's doing a lot of yeah, mama is smoking. Yeah. Face card on hit, baby. Pretty, just pretty, 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 pretty. She's giving East African, baby. They are. They are. They are. They are. Um, Let me see if I can find this person. So this person, I'm not usually ever attracted to things that are kind of in the middle. Like when we think about anything, I like things that are either or. I'm more of that kind of person. So I'm rarely attracted to people who give those kind of, non-binary vibes. But this person right here, I am so attracted to. Go to this person page. Their name is Winter Issues on Instagram. This is totally out of my range of type. But when I see this person, they give me everything I need. Like I would have them. They are so beautiful to me. Totally out of my range of type. Not totally, because they look like if they didn't have all this girl stuff on, they would basically be my type. But it's just something about them that's so fine. Ooh. On Instagram, their name is Winter Issues, but they queer as hell, and I don't usually like that. But it's something about them that is fine to me. And they little piece be hitting when they be in some like revealing little clothes, baby. That piece be looking like it's doing something. That body is something. Yeah, they're non-binary. Fine, 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 fine. But yes, they do it for me. I be getting my life. And they so close, so they be making fire ass clothes too. Yeah, they fine to me. I love them. But yeah, I'm not really ever attracted to that. But I guess I'm in a new era, baby. 'Cause they're fine as hell. Anyway, but all right, y'all. We've been on here for 3 hours. It's 2:59. 2 hours and 59 minutes. 10 more seconds and we'll be on here for 3 hours. So I'm about to get off and go get me some snacks and finish watching something else. I just rewatched the last season of Handmaid's Tale and was getting my life. It was it was so intense when I first watched it. Now I can watch it and get the full intense. It's so many fun things. If y'all watch it again, there's this one episode called Together. Is it Together? No, it's the episode after Together. I don't know what the episode is, but it's after the Together episode. After the episode when Serena shoots the man. And so she about to have her baby in the barn. And so June takes Serena to the she kind of guiding her to the barn, right? And so June says, do you watch Snowfall? No, I try to watch Snowfall. It's too John Singleton for me. I don't really be liking his stuff. Um but June guys Serena to the barn. June says, "Ooh, come on, let's go over to this barn. It might be a manger." It might be a manger. And Serena says, "Oh, lovely." Now she's about to have a baby. And the religious context of the show is so funny to me. Yeah, I was rewatching it. Oh, and then that part when Naomi was talking to Janine, and Janine they was having Janine basically convincing Janine to come to stay with her and Mr. Lawrence, since Naomi husband, Mr. Putnam, got his hair blew off, which I love. And she now is gonna be dating Mr. Lawrence. And and Janine says, "We are not friends. I hate you." She had gagged Naomi. She was like, "We're not friends. I hate you. I think you are a horrible person." And Naomi was gagged. And then, but she was just as gagged as Serena when Commander Lawrence had came to visit her in jail, right? And she was trying to convince him to get her out of the prison or whatever. Not the prison, out of the mental psych ward or wherever she was, the jail, psych ward, whatever. And and she was like, I'm not about to stay in the house with some people that's trying to kidnap my baby. And anybody who know the show, it is like this is the most hypocritical moment of the fucking series ever, because Serena Waterford was the initial person that we see holding the handmaids down, holding June down for fucking Fred to rape her. So you were a part of, you was cool with being uh um what are they called? What's the women called? A wife. Is it a wife? What's the greens called? Ain't they the wives? Anyway, you was you was Commander's wife. You was cool with that. But now that you in a position where you can have the babies, girl, now that you pregnant and you have seen the Lord's light, you get to switch to being a handmaid. And the fact that you have a problem with it, oh, and when Commander Lawrence said, "Do you have like an irony deficiency?" and Serena was like, "I don't give a fuck." I was cracking up. But also June, yes, when June looked at her when she had the same issue, June was like, but I also was cracking up just thinking about all the situations June in this season, that a season alone. The other seasons, nothing. But this season alone, the what the fuck moments that June had to live through in this season alone was mind blowing. I would have went crazy. The first incident was when she had killed Commander and turned herself in, and the and the Canadian government was like, we're gonna charge you an $88 fine, but we don't care. We don't care, ma'am. That's none of our business. And she thought she was going to jail, was ready to go to jail. And she was like, so I'm not gonna get in trouble at all after hyping herself up for getting in trouble. That was funny. So that was the first thing. Baby, when this was player, look, I'm somebody who I usually like villains. Like my favorite character in um Game of Thrones was Cersei. Cersei, people don't like Cersei because Cersei was evil. But if you really understand Cersei, Cersei is only protecting her family. Like, if you think about her motivations, she's just protecting her family. Like, I'm a fucking Lannister. I am a queen. And I'm trying to keep my spot. Just like everybody else trying to keep their spot. This is my spot. You may not like it because you poor and not a queen. But my father worked hard for me to get in this position to be the queen. I had to sleep with Robert Baratheon, whatever that. What's the dude, the first king that died? I had to sleep with him. Think about Cersei and her being this peak, beautiful, upper class white woman. I have to sleep in this time and era. I have to sleep with these old ass men that I don't really like. I'm in love with my brother. I have children by my brother. I'm trying to keep everything that I got. I'm trying to keep my family secure. I'm trying to. Cersei's motivations was quite normal if you think about her motivations. Now, was she extreme? Was she evil? Was she being mean to Sansa? Yes. But when she blew that whole city up, baby, that was such a player ass moment. That baby, when she got them together with that green shit, I stood up from my seat and clapped. When she was sitting in there and she had her hair cut and she in that black armor looking fucking gown and the wind from the blowing while she's sipping on her red wine and the wind from the explosion had came through while she's in the red keep. Bitch, bitch. That was a moment in TV history, baby. I had got my life. I had got my life, my life, my life, my life. I said, that's how you clear a bitch. That's how you clear a bitch, baby. She got them together. She smashed so many people in that one blow. The Tyrells, the Sparrows, the it was the people. Y'all was throwing tomatoes on me. Y'all was wearing me out, spitting on me, pulling your dicks out, throwing feces at me. Oh, I'm blowing all of y'all up. Woo! That was player. I loved it. Love, 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 love. The way the bell flew through the city. Yes, all of that. Uh, uh, that was chef kiss. And then you gag right in a few seconds later. The king, her son, jumps off the dumbass. So while she wears that out, boom. So now she ain't got no fucking kids because he done died. Old boy got poisoned, and now late. The girl done died, got poisoned. He wasn't built for any. Yeah, I hate weak ass people. So I said all of that to say this. Baby, the most player moment of motherfucking Handmaid's Tale history was Serena, baby, when she had turned Fred's funeral into that showcase, and she is the quintessential white woman in her veil, tipping through, and intentionally brought June's daughter to bring her the flowers. Ooh, knowing that June would see it and they would televise it. Ooh, wee. That was so player. I was looking at that like, ooh, yeah, you got my husband good in the woods, bitch. But let me show you how to do this white woman mourning thing. Let me show you how powerful these white woman tears are. These conservative white woman tears. Baby, I was sitting there. Just the fact that she had all of them walking behind her, the ladies in the green, the whole display, it was beautiful. And you know, the whole poetic metaphor of the ballet that was happening in the background while June was being moved to tears by the ballet, the performance of the ballet ballerina, the social ballerina, the conservative white woman, beautiful white woman, blonde white woman, was giving her performance, and the kids were eating it up, eating it up, eating it up. She had the commanders sitting like kings on their thrones in those little bleachers. She had the handmaids in their black veils standing on the sidelines, the Marthas, the other green commanders' wives following her in their veils. Woo! And then we have the plum, the color that y'all ain't never seen before. The color y'all don't know what it is. Y'all used to seeing the pink little babies, but we about to bring the plum girls out, the ones that are ready to be wives. Evil. This level of evil. And make sure the last one is June's daughter. And she brings me roses. So that bitch knows I still have the power hole. Baby, that was her Cersei moment to me. She hasn't had no moments like this in the past that I was like, yes, you worked that. Other situations weren't nothing. But that situation, oh, yes, I hate Serena, but I hate her in the I don't know, in the a villain I love way. Like I hate her as a person, real life person, but she's a villain that I love. Like I'm like, oh, I love this character. This character is such a villain. This is such a complicated. This character is such a the message of the show, the didactic message of the show is in Serena. It is not in June. June is June. Like we know that she shouldn't have been in that situation. The message of the show is in Serena. If you want to pay attention to who is the problem of the show, we know in general the men. We like the men are the problem. But Serena is the mind behind this. She is the mind behind it. She's the evil person. She's the delusional evil person. She's the one that is like the delusion. Like you are the people look at you and you're like this fucking queen princess thing, but you are the evil behind all of this. It was your book. It was your thought process that got Gilly, you and Fred helping you. No, Serena wasn't killed. You ain't watched. You gotta watch, honey. If you ain't watched the show, you need to watch. It's a lot going on. I can't believe people. I don't want to say that. People be acting like shows. Oh, the show is just so traumatizing, girl. Life is traumatizing, bitch. I see. I done seen 2 trans women get killed this week, and you talk about a fake show. It's traumatizing, but I get it. Some people can't take stuff like that. But oh, the show is so traumatizing. I want to read. When they say it to me, I want to read them. I'm like, I'm a trans woman, sweetie. Are you serious? I see people dying every week, and you can't watch a fake show. Oh, you need to. The last. It's coming. This season that's coming is the very last season, so it's coming to the head. Like you got to watch this season. This season is good. Serena brought about her own fall. Yeah. Yeah, definitely selling out her own. And it's partly selling out, but it's partly not. If it worked perfectly, if there wasn't any nuances in people's experience, it actually will work out perfectly for her. She could just be you know, she could just be a a regular wife and doing her thing. But you're forcing this on people. It'd be different if you didn't force it and people volunteered. It could work out fine. But when you force it, you get a person like June that fucks up your life. In return of you, I'm not saying no, because you did something to her. Y'all forcing her in this situation. So it's like bringing a wild animal that you're beating and harming in your home. You think they're not gonna fuck up your whole little situation? Yes, they are. And then you got this husband who that are actually breaking the rules. Like if they were, imagine all. If y'all have watched the show up until this season, imagine all the rules that were broken in Gilead. That the real rules of Gilead. Imagine if they weren't breaking the rules. Imagine that. Like imagine if all the men they were only having sex with the handmaids during the ceremony. This is still rape. I don't want to do, but I'm thinking about the rules of Gilead. If they were going by the rules, they're not going to the Jezebels. They're living by the rules. Most of this stuff that was happening wouldn't have happened. Men break rules, even those they create. Absolutely. It's always that. And so it would work perfectly fine if they were going by the rules. But they're not going by the rules. And they're doing things that create spite. Look at what they did with cutting off Serena's finger. Gagged her. That was when they got her like that. That gagged her. Oh, who I'm waiting on? I'm waiting on Lydia. I want Lydia. Whoo! That motherfucking Esther. Esther is another motherfucker. One of my favorite characters in the show. Ever since Esther came into the show, she has been my girl. That Esther. Woo! That Esther is my sickness. But who I want them to get is Lydia. But what I think they're going to do, and it feels like they are positioning her to do, she is going to help the handmaids uprise. And they might end up getting her, but she is going to help them uprise and do and get out. Is that Lydia and Dow Lydia? She's fired. She thought it would be Steffer. Ooh, when they cut her finger off. Oh God, I was scared. But that Esther, Lydia is seeing the cracks in the foundation. Yes. But it's almost like you can't be serious and act like you don't see what's going on. You can't be serious. That's what Esther told her. Like when she came in there, when that Putnam dude had raped Esther in that little meeting that they had, and and Lydia come in there asking Esther, "Did he do anything? You can tell the truth, child. Did you do anything to seduce him?" Esther is like, "Bitch, yeah, right. I didn't do anything, and you know what they do to us. Get out of my face. I'm not Janine. I kill all of y'all." Baby, when she gave Janine them poison chocolates, woo! Baby, that was another moment. I was like, yes, Esther, don't listen to these bitches. Kill them all. Kill them all. She was sitting at that little table feeding Janine them chocolates. And then she's like, "Oh, you're one of them. I actually hate you." Oh God. Oh, I love. This season gave me like every episode, every single one. Every single one. Every single one had something in it that was like, yes, bitch, this is it. Every single episode. That's because it's getting to the end, so they ain't got enough space to. Oh, I forgot about June. So all the situation Juice was in. So June coming from the ballet, finally fucking Luke. Remember, she really wasn't fucking Luke like that. She really wasn't fucking Luke like that. But remember, she had that little night where she was fucking Luke and she was like, "Ooh, I'm in control and I'm fucking." Then they go to the ballet and baby, she comes out after this good little date and look up and Serena is having this funeral, baby. June, I know June was gagged. Gagged. June should have been on the wall, the privilege. I don't know. It's hard for me to say privilege because not in their situation. Not in their situation. I guess it is privilege. I think it's privilege because of who her commander was. But no, because then Janine should have been on the wall too. Janine tried to drown her and the baby and shit like that. She got too many chances in Gilead. But a lot of them got a lot of them got chances. Janine got chances. June got chances. Even Emily got to come back from the farm, from the what's the place called? What is the place? What the other place called? I don't know. I don't remember. Something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. From the fields. From the. Is it the fields? Is it the farms? Is it? You know where they was digging stuff up. What's that called? Oh, then so she was gagged at the Peter. No. Is it the pits? It's not the pits. The colonies, yes. The colonies, yes. The colonies. Um June, June not shooting what you call it at the oh, another Serena fire ass moment. This is another Serena fire moment. I'm supposed to be gone. But this is it. I love Handmaid's Tale. So Serena, when she told Luke, oh, when Luke tried to come and tell her she had all them building codes and he was gonna get her shut down and blah blah, and she was like, "Nigga, do you think I'm scared of you? You didn't come and do any. You didn't come and try to save your wife at all. Your wife took all the risk, not you. You stayed in here and been safe. And you think I'm gonna be scared of you? Y'all remember that? Whoo! Luke was fire hot sitting right there. Luke was fire hot, baby. Baby, he was over it. He wanted to choke her out. She was like, "Your wife took risk. You didn't. Why you didn't? Why you didn't come save her? Why you didn't come try to break in? Everybody else is doing. Everybody else was taking risk. Your wife did. She saved 1,000,000 kids. She took all the risks. Brought Nicole back. What was you doing in Canada, living it up? No risk, resting." Baby, Luke was fire hot. Yes, fish grease hot, baby. He said, "I'm gonna kill you. Next time, I'm gonna kill you myself." Serena said, "Okay, girl." Oh, Serena said, "Okay, girl. Okay, Miss Thing. Yeah, you. You're gonna kill me, sure." um, then when Serena, oh, when they find June, I listened to the review of Handmaid's Tale, and they called June Tubman. Hilarious. I think I heard that. I think that's funny as hell. Oh, and then when they find June and Luke in the Gilead, and they send what's the guard name? Oh, 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 this hurt my little heart. Didn't hurt my heart, but I felt like, oh, this was the joy of Serena getting popped. Cause June ain't really did nothing to Serena. Everything that June do to Serena, I feel is corny and whack. I'm like, bitch, you helping this baby, helping her get her baby. You done, I don't know. It feels like y'all two white women and y'all see each other, and so y'all let each other slide. Cause ain't no way Serena ain't got no hands yet. She would have got some hands a few times. She would have been out of here. She would have been out of here at that place. But definitely, I don't know. Child, I get what they're trying to give with June, letting her slide and trying to be the bigger person. I get it. We wouldn't have a show if she killed Serena. I get it. But honey, I'm not that big of a person, baby. Serena would have had to get it. Would have had to get it. But, but when that lady told Serena to go back, the Miss McKenzie told Serena to go to her room when Serena said she wanted to go for a walk, and Miss McKenzie said, "Go to your room." And Serena looked at her little short self like, I know this bitch is not. I know this bitch is not turning me into a handmaid. Woo! Oh, me and Serena would have squared up in the house like a while, like in when they was living in the house before season 3, season 4. Me and Serena would have squared up in that house when she slammed Serena. Remember when she slammed Serena in the when she had choked not Serena, choked June up in her bedroom, like up against the window, baby. Pregnant or not, we would have had to tussle. Boom, boom, boom. You gonna show me what these hands give? Give me these water for hands. Let me see what they give. Cause your big tall ass is not about to play with me. We about to go. Boom, boom, boom. You gonna have to show me. She would have got them hands that moment. Period. Pregnant or not, I would have got her. Cause I done seen pregnant bitches fight. Let's go. She would have got them hands that day for sure. Serena is tall. But she ain't strong. She is tall, but she ain't strong. She would have had to show me something. She would have had to show me, baby. Show me. Who else? When she was in that fucking yeah, there's a couple of times Serena would have got beat up. A couple of times. Right up the stairs, baby, and sat on that bed and cried because she knew what it was. You, honey, them ovaries work, baby girl. When them ovaries work, you know the position. Handmade. That's the rules you made. That's the rules you made. Cause you didn't think you could have no kids, girl. So you wasn't at risk. That's the rules you made. But now that uterus works, the men are saying, "Oh, and your husband dead." That's why that doctor came in and said, "Ooh, I would love to take you out for dinner." You are Serena Joy, sweetie. All the commanders been wanting to bone you. You are Fred Waterford's wife, one of the powerful commanders. Now they can treat you, and these are the same commanders that cut your finger off. They've been trying to tame you for a long time, baby. And now they can bone you. Now you now they can treat you like a handsmaid. And you think they not? Oh, they couldn't wait. They couldn't wait, baby. That's why they had the Mackenzies ready for you. They was ready to bring you to the Mackenzies. Let's take care of this baby. And once she get that baby, she gonna be somebody's handmaid. Gilead don't do single mothers. We're going to figure something out. We know what we do with bitches who can have babies. They are the handmaids. So your role is switching. Right, exactly. Exactly. I was cracking up. And then what else did she do? That was a gag for them. When she was trying to remember when Serena was trying to flirt with Commander Lawrence to try to get it in so she could be his wife. And he said, "Ma'am, no." You about to go back to you about to go back to Toronto, baby. To be our spokesperson, not my wife, honey. You thought you was safe from June? No, we taking you back. Commander Lawrence gives me older Butch Queen. He don't give me older Butch Queen. He gives me older, spicy white man. Cause they older, intelligent white men. They act exactly like um, Commander Lawrence. I had a when I was like 13, I had an economics teacher. He wasn't my teacher, but I worked for him at the college, and baby, he is Commander Lawrence down. They just smart, sarcastic white men. They're just smart. They're too smart to be bigots in the sense of like hating gays and shit. They don't. They be. It's hard to explain. They're too smart to be followers, but they kind of be followers too. They like playing everybody. I done met a few of Commander Lawrences in my life. They're usually very intelligent, but they can give you. I can see how you can pick up gay, but they don't be gay. They just be spicy. Loved it. But just all the situations June's were in. June and Serena, when Serena asked her, "How did you deal with me? If I got to go back to this house, how am I supposed to do it?" And June was like, "Girl, you go back and be a handsmaid. But while you're doing it, you are plotting to get your revenge. That is how I did it." Gagged. Oh, you know who was getting on my nerves this season though? Moira, how you say her name? Moira, M- Moya, Moira. I don't know, whatever. Shamira Wiley's character is. Um, she was getting on my nerves. I didn't like how she was treating June. I didn't like how she was treating June when she killed Fred. Ma'am, when you get so passive, when did that happen, sweetie? When did that happen, baby? Oh, I'm scared of you, June. I don't want you around the baby. Girl, if you don't get your ass out of my face, get out of here. I didn't. I can see Luke because Luke ain't really experienced nothing yet. But you been in there with me, bitch. You know what this tea is. So what, bitch? The fuck out of here. I can see Luke being all weird, but you, Miss Thing, get out of here. Uh-uh. You know what it is. This nigga don't know. You know. Moira, something. I never seen this show, but I'm going to have to binge this one day. You really, I don't know why people though. I understand it, but this is the most relevant show of today. I don't care what nobody is saying. This has so many racial connotations, even without many racial characters. There's some black characters, but it's so real to life. If conservative Christians got power, black folks wouldn't be in power at all. Y'all know that. Because there would be no need for the coon. Y'all know that, right? There wouldn't be a need for the black bourgeoisie. There would be no need for them. But one of the reasons why we have a Candace Owens and a Ben Carson and those people is because they use them to try to get black folks over to their side. But if they had power, almighty power, they wouldn't need to get black folks their side. Kill them motherfuckers off. Only reason why some of them was alive in the book was because they could have babies. Because the whole premise of this happening was the baby making was cutting down. But in real, yeah, the black folks wouldn't even be in there. That's why when people be like complaining about not enough black people, I'm like, you know that the root of Christian fundamentalists in America is white supremacy, baby. You know that. You know that, right? Oh, you got a whole show to watch, so don't you just got to stick with it. It does start off slow. It started off slow the first. It started getting good season. It was good, but it started getting like real unstoppable. I can't stop watching it in season 3. Like I need to stay up and watch the rest of this. Season 3 is when it really got me going. When it really hooked me. Season 1 and 2, like anything, it's kind of like with Game of Thrones too. Because Game of Thrones, when I first started watching it, I was like, they talking too fucking much. This is all these fucking long ass monologues and long ass conversations. But once you get into it, you needed all that backstory. You needed all that back relationship, backstory to get you invested in what's about to happen. Yeah, they had to build the story. The Handmaid's Tale. Yes. I wish I had started watching it in the beginning, but I didn't want to pay for Hulu. So I didn't start watching it till they were already on season 4. Season 3 or 4, one or two. We probably would be dead. Oh, baby, all of us would be dead. If you queer, you would be dead. Baby, my gender traitor ass. Now, if I was a sex change, no, because they would have checked your coochie to see if you could have kids. So they would have known that that was a man-made coochie, baby. Yeah. So any gender traitors, we would have been dead. We would have been dead, dead, dead. Succession on HBO. They've been teasing me with Succession, but Succession doesn't look like I'ma like it. It was like I see it popping up, but I'm like, that ain't looking like my type of. It remind me of The Sopranos. Like it looked like it's going. I don't know. I never watched The Sopranos at all. But one of the reason why I don't watch The Sopranos, didn't watch it, and people thought it was good. It felt like it was gonna be men centered, and I don't like that. And I can't deal too much. Yeah, but I heard Succession was good, but I didn't watch The Sopranos and Succession. I don't like that man's face. The daddy, the main character dude, that the same one that played on X-Men as Colonel Stryker or whatever his name is, Strider. I don't like his face. And that's another element. I don't like if I don't like your face, I don't want to watch it all the time. I don't like his face. And I didn't know this too. You just said it. Oops. Spoiler. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I haven't watched Succession. Um, I'm waiting for season 6, last and final season of Handmaids. I'm waiting for Gilded Age to come back. I hope that's good. Ready for Gilded Age. I'm ready for what else is coming? Oh, they're not coming till 2024. Um, P Valley. P Valley isn't coming back till 2024 because I want to see where they're gonna go. Now that he's out, like now that their relationship is out, I want to see where they're gonna go with this. Succession is a comedy. I think it comes back this summer. When does season 6 of The Handmaid's Tale come out? It's the summer. It doesn't give an exact date, but they're saying midway through 2023. They haven't released the exact date. It has a dry humor. It's a Succession. Succession is a drama with moments of comedy. It's like The Office if it was more serious. Oh, I definitely would not like that. Oh, I'm glad y'all told me that. I'm so glad y'all told me that. Yeah, it's not giving no date. But now that they blew up them airplanes, they not gonna Canada ain't gonna play with them. I don't think so. Now that they killed them people's family, them airplanes that they blew up, I don't think they're gonna I think they're gonna bomb them. Yeah, I don't see no date. Mm. Do y'all think they're gonna kill June? Do you think June gonna die? I think Aunt Lydia is gonna die. Serena, Serena has to die. Oh, I don't know. She has to die. I don't know how they're gonna kill her. There's no more. Is other than the general idea of the men, but is there any men that are just evil? All of them are evil. I'm talking about that you just really, really hate now. Now that Putnam is gone, are there any men that like you really? Who is the men that are like you really hate? Because I don't really hate Commander Lawrence. He created Gilead. Where he helped Serena and them build it and make, you know, the mind for it to come. They can't kill June and not Serena. Okay. The T is Hannah. Hannah is gonna be the T. Hannah, I don't think Hannah is as brainwashed as, and I think that's what that little. Did y'all see that little her writing Hannah on that little piece of paper? I don't think she is as brainwashed as they think they got her. I think she's the wild card. I think she gonna flip it on their ass. I don't think. I think Hannah remembers and knows what's up, but she just knows she can't do nothing, so she playing the role. What y'all think? Because it's something about Hannah that I'm like, When they had her still writing her name, still writing her old name on that piece of paper, it pointed to something. It said, "Oh, I see, I see." Did y'all see that part? I was like, "Oh, Hannah is going to be the wild card. Could be June. June. She need to be June Junior, honey. She need to wear them out. But they gotta save her before she get married. Yeah, because I don't want them to do Hannah like that. It's they gotta save her before she get wore out. I don't want her to go through that. She's kind of how I felt like Sansa, even though I Sansa got on my nerves because Sansa got on my nerves for the opposite reason that I live for Cersei. Cersei, she playing her, she evil ass bitch, mean ass white woman, but she down to do some shit. Somebody do something wrong to her, she down to do something. She down to do something. Like she down to, oh, you wearing my people out or you wearing me out? I'm doing something. I'm not somebody you can just do something to and I don't get you back. Little finger, whoever, I'm gonna get you. Sansa, why I didn't like Sansa is that she didn't have that. I don't like people like that. I don't like turn the other cheek motherfuckers. I don't like that. So there was some Sansa, she didn't have enough fight. She got fight later, but she didn't have enough fight. And so when they had oh boy rape her, marry her and rape her and was beating her and wear her out, I was like, Sansa, you done seen them kill your daddy. You done seen them pass you around, marry you to an imp. When is the fight gonna come, girl? when? When are you gonna turn into the bitter, evil bitch that done been through some stuff? When is that coming? And I wanted it to come before she had got raped, but of course not. It wouldn't. It was hard for me to be sympathetic. When she made them dogs eat that dude face off, yes, that's when she changed. You know, when it was all good, I was like, yes, finally, bitch. Where was this bitch at? Yeah, we did feel bad. It was I didn't want her to get got. You didn't feel bad for her. I did feel bad for her because for the reason that I felt bad for Janine because there is a there is Sansa. How do I? Sansa is what Cersei is without the fight. Like she's the innocent girl who was protected by the men because she was the girly girl. She had a fighter mother, she had a fighter father, so she didn't have any kind of adversarial things to happen to her to where she needed to fight anything. She had protective brothers and father, protective fighting ass mama. So they were just, you know what I'm saying? She didn't have nothing. Unlike Cersei, who was raised as a princess as well, but she wasn't protected. She had evil ass Tywin around her, um, who was selling her off and not respecting her, and you know what I'm saying. So she had to deal with these things that came with being a girl in this, and so she had a chance to get bitter and sinister as a little and she just had the natural temperament to be ugly and shady, which is why she was jealous of Arya in some ways. I don't think she was jealous of her when they were younger. When they got older, yes. I think jealous in the sense of wish I had that fight in me because all this stuff wouldn't happen to me. Yeah, and Cersei was innately mean. She was that, the prissy da 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 da. Going into the she killed her bestie when they went to the fortune teller. Did she kill her? I don't remember that. I remember she was being shady, but she killed her? I don't remember her killing her. I must gotta watch it again. I don't remember that part. When they were kids, yes. Oh, what did she kill her for? They didn't show it in the show. I'm in the books. Oh yeah. I didn't read the books. I only watched the show. So what did she kill her friend for? Why did she have to kill her? Was it a stipulation of the witch that she was trying to get the information for? But basically, so she would get a good fortune. Yeah, that's what I would assume. Because the witch was like, because even in the show, the witch was given very much. You might not like what you hear. Oh yeah, that's in the book. Yeah, in the show, she didn't kill her friend, but she was mean. She was mean. Um, but yeah, Sansa, she just didn't have a reason to. She was sold the you be a lady, and we know this in culture. That is what it is. You be a lady, and you will be protected and treated like a princess, especially privileged girls. Think about these conservative women, girls like teenagers and young women. They believe that, ooh, if I just live this perfect life, be hot all my life, I will find a man that will treat me well, and da 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 da, until they get to adulthood and realize that is a fairy tale. That is a fairy tale, baby. You gonna get older and not so hot, and these niggas is gonna replace you for a younger version of you. Or you could get older and get cancer or something and lose your breasts. Or they didn't want to they not there to take care of people. They don't want to take care of an ailing wife, and they leave you for somebody young and healthy and divorce you. You thought that that was going to save you, but it wasn't. It's like that. It's like she believed that this was real, but didn't understand how ugly the world could get, baby. You thought you was gonna come here and marry this boy, and you was naive thinking that it was cute. When they cut your father head off, get out of here. Yeah, just like Janine, that's the fairy tale of the whole situation. Everybody is under the fairy tale of it. But all right, y'all. We can talk about handmaids for an hour. I will chat with y'all later. Bye bye.